Okay. We are live, I think. Green eyes. Hello, my darling. How are you feeling? And yay for catching you. Hope you're on the mend. I have been rough as arseholes for a week. Hiya, Danny. Oh, thank you for coming in as always. I'm loving your uploads. Please keep them coming. Not that you need me to tell you, but yeah, absolutely loving them. Tonight is just general shizzle chattel, because there's that much going on in the world. I thought we'll just have, rather than doing anything too structured, we'll just have a little bit of a chit chat. Hiya, Simples. Oh, all my favourite girlies are here. Greenhouse, not bad, got over the headache, dizziness and vomiting. It was horrendous, felt like death. Do you know what? I wonder if that has been a bit of a COVID thing. This that I've had was the sore throat was a killer, and the fatigue, but the dizziness, and that's actually stopped now. But it's taken took about 8 or 9 days for the dizziness to stop. It was dizziness with a headache, like right in behind my eyes. Sorry. And as always, Cooper's now got his toy. If you can hear all that thudding and chewing, little shitbag. So yeah, it seems to be one of the side effects of the new variant of COVID. So I really feel for you, babe. Really do. Well, my first thing, I have to laugh. All I can think, it was a virus. I'm still tidy up. I had all the same symptoms. Thank goodness my mum was okay. Yeah. No, Simples, that's exactly what I was like. Kept testing negative, testing negative, testing negative. Hiya, Mrs. Mercury. Hello, my darling. Hope you're well. Have you managed to pack the little munchkins off to bed yet, or are you lying in bed with them all? You did make an appearance on our quiz, the Know Your Mods quiz the other night. I'd asked which of our mods has named two of her grandchildren as what had I put? Was it Chucky and Damien? I want to think Danny as well. We did one. Danny was one. Because I mentioned that Richard Sharp. It was surprising actually how many people got that one. Not surprising, but it was pleasing to see how many people have been watching Danny's lives. Because when I said, which of our mods has covered has done an upload on Richard Sharp, so everybody knew it was you, Danny. Hiya, Frida. Hello. I messaged you watching one of your lives last week. Stop it. And found a porn link in comments, so deleted it. Hope it was like, oh my goodness. Oh, I love it. Why have I not seen your message? No, that's absolutely fine. Bloody porn link. Didn't bother doing a test, had not been out anywhere. Well, I kept doing them, Green Eyes. Got a clear, productive cough at the moment, but feel much better. Still getting tired easy, though. There was absolutely nothing coming off my chest when I had it. It was just, the... Oh, hang on a minute. Cooper's now doing the rounds. Because Porky's walked in. Say hello to your Green Eyes.
No, bitches.
He's only just got up, so he's half asleep. Yeah, it was, at the bottom of your, I know there'll be a name for it. So if you go down from your throat, and then you've got that hole at the front, like at the bottom of your throat, it was like in there. If I was to poke a finger in there, that would have been, that was like where the sore throat was. So I had the cough, terribly sore throat, and then I got the dizziness. So it was a bit the other way around. There's that many variants flying around, though. Nobody knows, do they? Cooper, pack it in, mate. Come on. Oh, we've all missed you. It's not been the same without you. Mrs. Mercury, I still in Oxford with the Gremlins, in bed with Chucky watching Mr. Men. Damien and Carrie are doing their own thing. Brilliant. I love the names you've got for your grandkids. They're great. So, did anybody see what happened on IMDB regarding Amber Heard? Because I was howling laughing, partly because it was very funny that they did it, and the other part was the fact that she'd have been so butthurt. You know how you can go in and you can make changes to, you know, like somebody did it to Shitload, didn't they? Do you remember on, because he's got an IMDb and somebody had gone on, if you're logged into IMDb, you can make changes to people's profiles. And so someone had gone and added, I think they'd called Shitload a pervy fraud or something. That was hilarious because it also changes the searches on Google. Well, somebody had gone in and changed her name to Amber Turd. So she was coming up in Google searches as Amber Turd for a year, for a full 24 hours. So I can't stand her. I can't stand her. She's absolutely pure vileness. But yeah, so they'd so I was thinking, oh, you know what? I need to activate my IMDb account so I can go in and do things. But that was pure inspiration. That was changing it to Amber Turd. She's frigging awful. She's absolutely awful. And then we've obviously got it, you know, it's been such an active week. And then what do you all think? Obviously, we were talking about that Casey White the other night, weren't we, Frida? When you brought him up and him getting caught and killing herself. I saw the dash, was it, I think it was dash cam video earlier today of, you know, when they arrested him after crashing, and he is a big old unit, isn't he? Like I mean, there was one police officer. I haven't, Simples. I've not. The name, I'm presuming, do you mean, oh, Cooper, really? Do you mean Vicky White's call or Amber Heard? Are we talking about Vicky White now? Cooper, stop it with the squeaky toy. Oh, sorry, guys. Pepper in the hanky to make herself cry. Oh, she's a horrible, nasty bitch. She is, Green Eyes. I cannot stand her. I think she's absolutely vile. Oh no, I've not heard it, Simples. Yeah, he's playing, but the problem is, as you can hear, squeaky, 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 squeaky. He'll then start trying to do the wall of death round the coffee table. But the thing is, he's waited until I've gone live because he's been lying fast asleep like all evening. Hiya, Burren, how are you? Sorry, we've got sound effects courtesy of Cooper at the moment. We were just talking about, did you see that someone had changed Amber Heard's entry on IMDb? And they changed it to Amber Turd. So it altered all the Google searches about her as well. Vicky, she's talking and talking about getting out of the car and running. The car crashes and then she shoots herself. Do you think that if she was, she's talking about getting out of the car and running, do you think she did shoot herself? Or do you think he might have done it? Well, I suppose they can tell anyway, can't they? You know, because he'd have gunshot residue on his hands if it was him. Yeah, she's dead now. True Crime Rocket Science has a couple of good videos on the arrest and recording of Vicky in the car before she died. The airbags are going to kill us. And the kids are trying to silently kill you. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to have a listen to that then, Simples, because surely if she's oh, come on, Coops, mate, really? surely if she's making a 911 call and she's on about going to jump out, why then kill us? I mean, to jump out and running would suggest that she's, you know, she's wanting to live. Far be it from me, because you know, I'm not trained in that line. But that's it. Simple's why I talk about running. Running suggests there is a, you know, that's a survival instinct, isn't it? That there is a need or a want to survive there. Why then turn the gun on yourself? Unless it was an accident. Maybe she's had the gun out and she's been trying to threaten him to, you know, stop the fucking car. And there's been a bit of a struggle and she has had hold of it, but it's gone off and she's shot herself. You know, I don't know. I suppose no one's going to know, are they? Because he's not going to tell the truth. Oh, I know, Green Eyes, it's funny, isn't it? Chucky, Damien and Carrie. Oh, man. And then my next thing, well, I'm coming a bit out of order, but I've just got, I think she didn't mean to close that. No, I don't, Frida. She told the dispatcher she had a finger on the trigger. Do you think that might have been for, you know, for self-protection, Simples? Like I was just saying then, you know, either I'm going to have this on, you know, if it gets to the point, I'm going to have to pull this trigger and stop him. Or it was just, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. And, you know, maybe death is the answer. I don't know. Yeah, it is. It's very, very odd. Oh, Cooper, come on. Now, go and lie down. Come on. You've been good all night. Sorry, give me a second. I'll set my bum down. I don't know about her. She probably shot herself, and that's just really sad. We won't know until we get more information from the police. No, that's right. Burren Witch. That's absolutely right. I need to have a little natter with you at some point, Burren, because I know you've not been so good either, have you? Same as me. I've been a bit poorly, but I wouldn't mind having another, getting you to come up again at some point when you feel up to it, if that's all right with you, because we were chatting about it last week in one of the lives, and everyone was saying how much they'd enjoyed you and Julia and her son coming up. So I just thought I'll throw that at you now. They're evil. Don't be fooled by the moments of angelic behaviour. God, I know, Frida. I saw the photographs of all the guns and shit they had. Yeah, Simples. I don't know what's up with them. It's the usual. It doesn't have to be his Weetabix. It's the fact that I picked my phone up and started talking to somebody, i.e. you guys. And Mr. Jealous Ass has then decided he's going to get his toy. He has been quiet all day. Now stop it, Cooper. Boring. COVID in my eyes and ears. No, what's this? I'm not asking about the eyes, but the ears thing, because I've not been well for, well, I'm coming I'm out of it now, but it was over a week. I think I had it about 9 days. Dizziness. It was like vertigo. Absolutely awful. And it was actually feeling like I had an ear, you know, like pain shooting down my ears. Weirdest thing. Bliss is, oh yeah, I've not had anything like that then. Oh, that's awful. That's a bit like having, what's it called, isn't it? What's it called? Shingles. My friend got shingles not last year, the year before. Oh my God, you've never seen anything like it. She got it on her face and it just looked like you know, when I mean, I don't know if they still get it now, but when I was a kid, there were always at least one kid in the school that had impetigo, and it was all over the face. You know, they used to paint it with that. Is that gentian violet they used to paint it with? Well, it was like that, but the worst you could have possibly ever imagined. I've never seen anything like it, and it was awful. What we're saying here. Chucky has thrown his Barbie across the room because I stopped him scraping a bar of soap with her feet. Oh, the pain in your ears. Oh, Burren, that sounds like you and Green Eyes have been right through the mill, haven't you? Oh, well, at least you're both on the mend now. That's the main thing. Get them a lot because of fibromyalgia. My immune system doesn't work properly. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, love. Oh, really am. I'm sorry. That's awful. But yeah, when I saw Becky, my friend, and those blisters all over her face. I mean, she's a lovely looking girl, but she's one of these that she always thinks she looks worse than she does, so she never likes anybody seen without any makeup on, even though I think she looks beautiful without it. But she has to have a full face of makeup. She's not a dolly bird or anything, you know, very educated lady, but she's just overly sensitive about how she looks without makeup. So for her to get shingles all over her face, and I have never seen anything like it. It was in her eyes, it was in her mouth. She looked like she'd been beaten, but then with these gigantic water-filled blisters. God, it was absolutely vile. I've never seen anything like it. And her husband was saying, you know, people keep thinking I'm battering her. And it was really bad. And I think her face was like that. She was swollen and full of these blisters for, I think it was about 2.5, 3 weeks before they started to go down. But she was left with these awful scabs everywhere. And I thought, of all the people for that to happen to. Yeah, I believe it is Frida and Burren. I'm very lucky. I've never had it. Oh God, green eyes. Oh, twice. Ouch. God. So I'm going to go there. I am going to go there because I got really pissed off the last couple of days. All this bloody palaver going on at the moment on the tubes with a certain sad fishing creator who has closed her account down in a big, you know, huff, hissy fit, and off she goes. Right, that's fine. Who cares? Nobody. But I have to say it, I've got really, really, really cross because of all these people sticking the rolls in instead of just standing back, sticking the rolls in, white knighting for her, now she's gone, and confusing the issue. Because it's turned now into she's being bullied and she's having these lives made about her, or she's having videos made about her saying that they're going to chase her off YouTube, right? And this is all because of some false allegations. No. Get your facts straight. The allegations are a completely different thing. Completely different thing. The allegations were made by somebody on Dirty D's channel. All right? That's one thing that she decided she didn't want to have to deal with. Fine. The other thing about making videos saying they're going to get her or get her told or what have you, that's nothing to do with that. That is to do with her telling lies, claiming that Jen is chasing around, obsessing over her and dragging her. She hasn't done that. She's never done that. Okay? Two different things completely. That juror knows full well she's a shit stirrer and wants to just piss off. Miss, I'm leaving everybody in my rear view mirror. I don't watch anything. Yeah, of course you don't. Whatever. Troublemaker. So, sorry, I know I don't do the drama on here and I said we'll stay away from it, but I had to get that one out because it's really, really pissed me off. Thought, why is Jen suddenly getting... Yeah, that's the one, Simples. Thought, why is Jen getting the blame of this now? It's just not right. It's, again, people knowing half a story. So... two different things. Anyway, so that was my little my little bit. Had to get that out because I noticed there was oh, what was his, I can't even remember his name. There was some bloke who'd done a live about it. But again, getting information third hand and fourth hand. It's the same old same, innit, Green Eyes? I don't know what had happened with that. It was just, again, decided to say that I've been dragged. And she hadn't. It's nothing to do with Jen. Nothing to do with her. She brought it up again. It just got an axe to grind. I think she expected a lot of people jumping to a defence and, oh, you're wrong, and you know, Jen this, Jen that, Jen the other, and it didn't happen. And obviously it's come on the back of whatever this allegation, well, I do know what the allegation was, but I'm not going to repeat it. An allegation being made on Dirty D's channel. But because they both come at the same time, people are conflating the two, and it's wrong. So, you know, just my thoughts are, if you don't know a full story, don't open your trap about it. Simple as that. But, well, this is it, Green Eyes. And I did hear somebody making a comment. You know, obviously they were supporting her, but they were saying, you know, oh, it's not her fault, and she's, you know, she just, for some reason, she just seems to rub people up the wrong way, and she's rubbed people up the wrong way for years, and they've never let her forget it. Well, at the point where you're rubbing people up the wrong way, and it's a lot of people that you're rubbing up the wrong way at that point, really, I would be going, okay, what am I doing wrong? Because it's obviously something that I'm doing wrong, isn't it? If I am the one that is rubbing people up the wrong way, whether it's my delivery, whether it's what I say. Some people are mentally unwell and need a social media passport, mess up and it's taken away from you. It's not a bad idea, Burren Witch. It's not a bad idea. And I think as well, we've all discussed it before, haven't we? I think some people... we've all done it to a certain extent. I've done it on Twitter, not on here, but I've done it on Twitter, where you do let it get to you. You know, when people dislike you, and you know, and you might have a bit of dogpiling done occasionally for whatever reason, whether you've voiced an opinion that's not popular, or you've just crossed paths with somebody who's a bit vindictive, or what have you. We've all been there, and it's having that ability to kind of think, well, this isn't real life. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that a stranger thinks I'm a turd, or doesn't like the sound of my voice, or thinks I'm an ugly cow, or, you know, and we have all let it get to us at some point. Now, whether that's back in the day of Facebook, when, you know, when Facebook first started off and everybody joined in and there were lots of people making comments, you know, whether it was that. Hang on a second, this dog has got something he shouldn't have. Come here, what have you got? Come here, got a little shit. Sorry, I'm trying to chase him around the lounge. What have you got? What? Right, he's got something and I can't tell what he's nicked. What have you got? Right, sorry, he just nicked a ball. I couldn't tell what it was. It looked like he had an ornament, but it's not. It's actually a ball. So yeah. Anyway, so they're my thoughts on that. I just think that, you know, that's between. Oh, and something else. Sorry, before I finish, I have got another thing I want to say as well. These certain holier than thou creators, you know. Oh, it's such a shame. Oh, there's all these bullies. Oh, there's everything. You know better. You're doing exactly the same thing. You're doing exactly the same thing. And just the fact that you're saying these things with a sweet voice doesn't mean you're not as guilty as everybody else. All right. You seem to think that what you say doesn't matter because You like the person you're defending, and the person that you're talking about you don't like, so that makes everything okay. Well, it doesn't. It's hypocritical as shit. You know? Yeah, we've all got the ability to be bitchy. I'm holding my hands up to that. I can be the biggest bitch on the planet, but I'm not going to be hypocritical. Okay? I'm not going to stand there saying, you can't say this about this person because I like them. You're entitled to your opinion. Just don't stand on a soapbox and start crowing about everybody else. You know who you are. Let's leave it at that, all right? Just stop being so hyper-fucking-critical. Never heard Nuff Nuff mention her much at all. I know she had an issue with Nuff Nuff because she asked Nuff's opinion on monetising. And because Nuff didn't agree, Nuff was the worst in the world. Yeah. You're totally right there, Frida. And the thing is, it started off, didn't it, because of that. And then she was running onto every single live that she possibly could, whinging about it and whinging about Nuff. And Nuff didn't deserve that. She didn't. And you know, if somebody was talking about me constantly, and twisting the story, and the story getting more elaborate with every time it was told, I'll be honest with you, I'd have gone at her harder than Nuff Nuff has. Jules Kitch is in the house. Hello, my love. How are you? Just having a little whinge. We're having a giggle and then a whinge, but it's not really any structure tonight. I just wanted to come on and have a bit of a, because there's that much going on the tubes. And I managed as well this morning. I caught the live by well, I didn't catch it. There were two, weren't there? There was a live by Genetic Code, and then there was a live on I think about the same time by Preach. So I managed to catch them all after the fact, both on Frankie Ruchek going back to Colorado, and I think it was with CBS News, and they were covering the different creators that have been harassing the family forever. So I noticed that Shitlord and Dog Shit Dave, and then Daniel Bash the Bishop, all three of them had the faces shown. So I'm guessing that Armchair Detective is going to be a little bit pissed off tonight, because he made a comment, didn't he, yesterday, saying, well, I served him with a cease and desist, so they won't be mentioning me, and if they do, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. So that was quite funny to watch. Hello. Oh, Helen, it's lovely to see you. You've just missed, I was having a bit of a rant about the whole saggy thing and people opening the traps when they don't know a full bloody story. Oh, Friedrich must have been terrible for him to go back in there. Oh, it's only a couple of minutes back though, Helen. It's just pissed me off because people, I noticed that you were, oh, was it that Mark My Words one? I think it was. And you were in the chat, weren't you? And you were like trying to put your point across. And what pissed me off was the fact that hiya, Julia, was the fact that they were mentioning these allegations, and they were the ones that were made by somebody on Dirty D's chat about her. Basically, someone had said that she admitted to smacking kids, right? That I don't know whether she does or not. It's nothing to do with any of us. So that's that. But then they're actually joining that up with the whole or that they're being chased off, and there's comments being made, yeah, go and get her. So basically, they're adding all the things that people were saying to Nuff Nuff's upload and linking them with the Dorothy thing. And it's pissed me off. And the thing is, there's people who know the truth like that. Fucking Jura. She knows the truth. She knows that that is nothing to do with the allegations made in Dots. But she's just running with it. And it's, yeah. So that's what I was basically saying, Helen. It's pissed me off. People, get your fucking facts straight or keep your gob shut. Bloody stop shit stirring. And that's all it is. It's shit stirring. Oh, going cooking your tea. Lovely. What are you having tonight then, Simples? Oh, this dog is doing my head in. Get off there, you little shit. No one deserves that shit. None of us have said anything like that, and we wouldn't. It's two very separate things. It is, Helen. It is. I'm glad you've come in, actually, because, you know, I could see you were as confused as I was at the time until I realised what was happening, you know. Don't like that Jura 4 woman. What's with the... Oh, shit. Burren, she's another one. She's all holier than thou. He is very frisky tonight, Frida, and he's getting on me whilst she's one of these. It's like, oh yes, me, and I'm wonderful, and I'm really great, and I'm blah 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 blah. She sat up there on Dorothy's panel joining in with shit. She's joined in with shit about Salty. She's joined in with shit when you know, whenever Dorothy was attacking people. She's fucking horrible. And now that they've gone the separate ways, yeah, well, everything she touches turns to shite. She's a gobshite. I've always thought she was a gobshite. I thought she was a gobshite when I used to go in Dorothy's. She used to come into Bam's chat as well. She's a dickhead. So there you go, Jura. You might have blocked me, but you can hear what I'm saying about you, knob. Anyway. Burren, I'm still confused. I don't know what happened. What with okay, what happened was, I'll give you a little rundown. Two separate things have happened, and Helen is here, so she can back me up on this as well. Two completely separate things happened. One of them was that Saggy did an upload, very upset about somebody in one of Dirty D's chats had made allegations about her and said that she hit children and they were going to report her. Okay, nothing to do with any of us, nothing to do with Nuff Nuff or Helen or Suzanne or anybody, nothing. Okay, so that's that. So Saggy had uploaded and said, I want this retracting, blah 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 blah. Right. Dorothy Burren Witch, Surviving the Storms, Dirty D, Dirty Dot. So that's one thing had happened. Now, a couple of days after this, she's opening a trap again, saying that Nuff Nuff was dragging her for hours. Well, she wasn't, and Nuff Nuff's had enough of it. So Nuff Nuff posted a thing and said, right, you're going to start saying all this stuff. Basically, I'm going to come at you. And I'm going to show receipts for it. Okay. So the two separate things. So that happened. So then she started making comments about the dusty bitches, which is a Dorothyism, referring to, you know, like Nuff Nuff and Suzanne and Helen and Salty and, well, over missed off Shirl. You know, they're the dusty bitches. So she's talking about the dusty bitches, and the dusty bitches are trying to pick on me, and, you know, they're picking on me. I'm a poor middle-aged grandmother. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, Jen had just had enough. You know, she just said, right, so that's it, Jules. She was getting on Nuff Nuff's tits, and Nuff Nuff had enough of it. And she said, I'm stopping. I don't mention you. We never talk about you. You're not part of our, you know, we don't care. Why is she constantly saying, I'm dragging her, I'm doing this? She said, I've not mentioned her. She said, she doesn't even strike me radar. So she said, right, that's it. Here we go. And so then Saggy closed her account down and went. And then people who don't know the full story, and some people who do but are just doing it for their own agenda, like I said, like that juror one, she knows damn well that the two things are completely separate. She's then turned it into, along with some other people, that poor Saggy's getting bullied, and she had all these horrible allegations, and they are horrible allegations made against her by whoever made them in Dot's chat about, you know, nobody wants to be accused of hitting kids, you know, and if that's untrue, then fair enough, you know, have at it. But these people, these shit stirrers on here, know full well that that issue and the issue that Jen's got are totally separate. But they're joining them up now, aren't they? So now it's become, oh, you know, you should have seen all the comments on Jen's videos saying, yeah, go on, let her have it, tell her that. They're making it sound as though everybody's jumping on the bandwagon about these false accusations that whoever this was on Dot's channel has made. That's what what's happened, basically. Enough to me, although I don't know her personally, seems like a down-to-earth, honest, straightforward person. I like that. She's lovely, Frida. She's a lovely person. She's one of the she is genuinely one of my favourite people on here. You're one of my favourites as well, Frida, as you know. But it's there's no reason for it. There's no reason for it. It's, to me, it's, don't agree with those allegations being made. It's wrong and unfair. Absolutely, Helen. Absolutely. Someone's done it. And, you know, and again, Dorothy's let them be heard on her channel. And like you say, it's wrong and unfair. But what's pissing me off is that they're nothing to do with Jen or you or Suzanne or Shirl or anybody who they're all referring to as the dusty bitches and saying the dusty bitches have bullied her off. No, they haven't. The two, as you said there, the two completely separate issues. She is Burren Witch. She's horrible, but, you know. So, yeah. So, for the little shit stirrers who are listening in, which I know you are, even though you reckon you don't, two separate issues, all right? Those wrongful allegations, take them up with the dusty bitches, Burren, are, it was Dorothy decided to name, you know, like Genetic Code and Nuff and Helen and Suzanne and Shirl. She decided to call them the dusty bitches. It's laughable, really. So it's just, again, it's the same old, isn't it? You know, you get onto the YouTube world and it's like Chinese whispers, and instead of people finding out the facts, they run with what they think is going to be the best story and that's going to get them the most subs. And well, this is it, Burren. You know, she heard herself talk. You know, oh, it's like Phyllis Pierce. Phyllis Pierce with a Boston accent. Helen says, me, Jenny, Shirl, Amber, Stand Up, Carrie C, Lani, Genetic Code, Salty, and Suzanne, and whoever else wants to join us. Can I be an honorary dusty bitch, please, Helen? I'm happy. I'm happy to wear that badge of honour. At the end of the day, I think if you stir shit and you can't take the shit, then yes, get off YouTube. That's it. You can't constantly sadfish and you know, look for sympathy and stir shit and jump on whichever bandwagon seems to be the most popular and flip-flop and flip-flop and flip-flop. And then wonder why people don't like you. And like was said, if she was constantly rubbing people up the wrong way, yeah, feel sorry for her, but that's something that she's doing. She is obviously doing something herself to rub people up the wrong way. That's not other people's faults. That's what's something with her. Check it out. Anyway, it's like two French bulldogs with a dog horn farting through it. A foghorn. I was thinking, what's a dog horn? It is. It's just like the worst voice ever, isn't it? Even I didn't sound that bad with the sore COVID throat. Green says, Helen, can I join, please? I'm an old dusty bitch. Well, I think dusty bitches is quite yeah, it's like the in crowd. I'd rather be a dusty bitch than an old croaky bitch. But, you know, that's just me. Do you know what, Helen? If you were taking membership fees now, you'd be raking it in, woman. You'd sort out a holiday to Ibiza, that would. Oh, speaking of which, what did you think of them tunes that Genetic put out the other night? Oh, do you know? I love when she uploads those sets. It was great, and I was, do I type and say hello to everybody, or do I just dance around the kitchen? I'll just dance around the kitchen. I said a cursory hello, and then just went back to dancing. Helen, they are fantastic. For which we all have lovely partners. We're all good. Well, I can hear. Love Jen's mixes. They're great. They are. Well, that one the other night, it was just amazing. It was really good. Well, my partner appears at the minute. I can hear what sounds like screwing. He's had some deliveries. I might even take us upstairs so we can go and have a look. He's had. Yes, he is, Jill. Thank you for asking, lovey. I was just saying then I'm going to nip upstairs because he's got two. In his office, it's great. It's like a little mini house. He's had a fridge delivered today, so he can keep his alcohol in the fridge on his office desk for when he's doing his streams. And he's got like a shelving unit. Well, I can hear kind of squeaking noises, which I think means he's putting it together. So I'll just take us upstairs, and we'll go and have a nosy. He'll probably tell me to fuck off, but fuck off. Yeah. Oh, really fuck off? No. Oh, okay. I just said then it'll probably tell me to fuck off, and just as I said it, you did say fuck off. I heard you coming upstairs. All right. Okay, we are now in the realm of Porky. Oh, hang on a minute. What the fuck? I can hear what sounds like screwing. Yeah, not the interesting kind of screwing simples. Yeah, Jill's kitchen asked, were you okay? And I said, yeah, I'll bring you upstairs.
I'm absolutely average, thank you, apart from getting a parking ticket for parking outside my own house.
Yeah, he got a parking ticket today. And the little fat fuck of a parking bloody warden, I went out, right, and she's writing it. So I'd gone to put something in the bin, and I went, oh, I said, I'll go and blagging, because what I thought I'll do is I'll just run to now what's my car and get the thing out of it and stick it in Porky's car. And I went, he's just got off nights. I said, I bet he's just forgotten to put it in his window. She said, too late, I've written it. I'm like, no, you've not. No, it's too late, I've written it. And I could see a bloody scrabbling. I thought, you fat little shit. So anyway, she said, well, you know, he should have just remembered to put it in. He can appeal it. I said, yeah, right, okay. Cow. What did he say?
I feel on a fucking head next to me. I've had the garage until.
So, you what?
The garage.
The garage?
Yeah, we've got the car from.
Yeah.
Phone me up today. Can you just give me a ring?
Oh, bear with me 1 second. We've got a bit of gossip because Porky's bought a new car. He's got I'm going to say Mercedes then. BMW. Very nice. Looks a bit like an M3. Would you believe it? What, does he want you to take it back by any chance?
Don't know. He phoned me up when I was asleep. So he knows it's going to the garage tomorrow by the sound of it. So he's phoned me up.
Yeah, he's got this car. So he's very kindly given me the little green Meanie, the clown car. What are you laughing at? Yeah. So that's the tune to it, because obviously I've got my clown feet and it's a little bright green clown car. So It's his beautiful BMW. There was a little bit of oil leaking out from underneath it, and he booked it into his normal garage. And when he rang up and gave them the registration number, they went, "Oh, it's already registered with us. Did you get it from this garage?" And he went, "Yeah." So he is taking it in tomorrow, and we're thinking that possibly, because he did say to the guy, you know, because he knew he wanted the car, he went, "Tell me what's wrong with it." And apparently there was nothing wrong with it. So if he finds out that, yes, there was something wrong with it, because he's been going to this garage for years, there will be hell to pay. In the meantime, he's just been saying then he's had a phone call from the guy at the garage while he was asleep. So he doesn't know what he wants, but yeah. Maybe he's had a phone call from the garage to say, "You do realise that you haven't got this sorted out, and the guy is coming bringing it in tomorrow." Oh, I'll ask him for you, Frida. I kind of know the answer to this one. Frida's wanting to know where there are the spooky videos.
As soon as I get 48 hours in a bit, I'll make them.
I don't know if you heard that one. As soon as he gets 48 hours in a day, because he's working nights at the moment. So we are, you see, we did have the opportunity the week before last at the weekend. However, it was when I fell ill. So I would say possibly, hang on a minute, 1, 2, 3. I would say not this weekend, not next weekend, maybe the weekend after, when we don't have Child of Porky. Oh, don't encourage. I'm just looking back here, Green Eyes. Every man needs a cave. It's not a cave. I tell you what, it's like it's top notch. He's got his like a massive television screen at one, because he does his gaming in there. So he's got like I don't know, something like a 30-inch telly, and then like a 50-inch telly, and now he's going to have his fridge, and he's got his shelving units going in there, and he's got his green screen, not shitty like AD's. He's got all sorts of stuff in, speakers and headphones, and yeah, it's a wonderful his little bat cave. Have you been watching Lee, the Haunted House? I haven't. What's that, Jules? The Haunted House. Is it on the telly or something? I've been watching, which is something else that was in the description. Has anybody watched on Netflix Delhi Crime? And it is about, just in case anybody hasn't seen it, it's about, do you remember, oh gosh, was it about 6 years ago, maybe longer, that horrendous, there was the gang rape in Delhi in India, and the young girl was gang raped on a bus, and she ended up dying from the injuries that she sustained. And they had I think there were 6 of them, were there, who had raped her, and they ended up being executed. Well, one of them killed, the ringleader killed himself. There was a juvenile, so he obviously was released, but I think there were the other 4 of them were actually, they were hung, they were executed. I think that was only like 2 years ago or something, finally. Well, this program, Delhi Crime, it's based on that. So they've changed the name of the victim, you know, in a family and what have you, but it's looking from the perspective of the police, and it's really good. And it's funny as well. It doesn't half make me laugh, because it's partially in Hindi, and dubbed into English, but then part of it is in English as well. So you can see the actors, you know, some of the lines they're actually speaking their own language, and then some of their other lines they're actually in English. So it's quite weird. But then also the judicial system and how they do everything there, you know, that's obviously left over from the Empire days. I thought you watched him. It must be someone else. He's been filming his house, very haunted. Been watching him. Oh, Jules, sorry. Yes, I know who you mean now. Yeah, sorry. I do know who you mean. Yeah, Lee with the poltergeist in the house. I thought it was something else. Oh, bless me. Sorry about that. I've not watched him for a little bit. For in which I've tried to help Lee. I've emailed him and asked him a few questions. Have a list of questions I want to give to clients so I can get a better idea of what's going on. Wow, have you? And has he been back in touch with you, Burham Witch? Oh, he hasn't got back to me. I've emailed him a few times. Oh, I hope he does though, because I mean, some of those videos that he's uploaded, I mean, I'll tell you the two that really got me was that one where, you know, when he walked out on the landing at night, I think he was going to the toilet and the loft door came off and landed on his head. So there was that one. And then the other one where his missus got dragged out of bed by her feet and hurt her back. Because she ended up in quite a bad way, didn't she? Those two really concerned me. Oh, Simples. Well, that When Missing Turns to Murder, you know, the first one that's on there. Do you remember me saying that although I didn't want to do true crime, the one I would actually cover would be the Helen McCourt murder because I know the family? Well, that's the first one on there, When Missing Turns to Murder. And Mary McCourt, her mum, is the one. And when I was saying, you know, I know a lot of people, the key players in that, and I know a lot of stuff that won't be on there, you know, because of where I grew up and everybody knowing that, you know, a lot of facts and things that went on. Only watched a few of them. You should never have put them on YouTube because the church won't take that very well. Oh gosh. Yes, Chris, that's it. He's had a priest in and a medium in going or being in. Didn't know you knew about Lee. Sorry, guys, my eyes are killing me. No, don't worry, Burham Witch. Just listen in, sweetheart. Or I mean, I'll tell you what I'll do, just in case, but I understand if not. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me. Cooper, you're getting me. Stop it. I'll drop the link in just in case anybody wants it, or if you. Do you know what, Burren? I was going to say, I wonder if he needed an exorcism. Because I wonder what that house is built on, you know. Oh, hi, Sam. How are you, my love? Oh, don't worry. I've done a little bit of a different to my usual format tonight. I have discussed a bit of YouTube drama, but we're back onto other stuff now. Because I wondered, you know, still here and listening while we're. Oh, thanks, Helen. Thank you, love it. Well, it's always nice to know that you're around. Because I've got quite a few different things I wanted to have a little natter about, because I am aware that, you know, a lot of people come in here and they say that they like it because we do keep it drama free, but I had to open my trap tonight because it was pissing me off. But yeah, that Lee, I wondered if he'd ever tried to find out what his house was built on. If anybody, Jules, if you've got that, do you have the link for his channel? If you do, could you drop it in the chat? Just in case anyone hasn't watched, because some of those videos, they're quite disturbing. For those who don't know, his house is haunted, and he started to film the activity that was going on. Personally, I think it's a demon. I don't think it's a poltergeist. I think it's a demon. He brought it back with him. I asked him loads of questions and he said, I've no idea how this happened, when he said we were in wherever doing a ghost hunt. Oh, thank you, Jules. Yeah, I think, some people would be would be quite interested in watching that. Who is it we're talking about? I missed that bit. The guy's called Lee Green Eyes. Jules is going to drop the link in a minute for his channel. He's got a channel and he started uploading about his house being haunted. And when they first started coming on, I was thinking, are these real? Are these setups? There's some, and they've got cameras around the house, and it's obviously escalating. It's pretty horrific. And now, as Burren Witch is saying, she's been in touch with him. He's obviously brought this. He's done a ghost hunt and brought whatever it is home with him. He's had the priest in and a medium. But when I've watched what's gone on and the things that are happening personally, I think it's a demon. It's some kind of a demonic entity that he's got in his house now. Oh, thank you, Jules. Thank you, love. There you go, anybody who's interested. Jules Kitch has just dropped the link there. A bit of drama is okay. Sometimes you need to say your piece, then move on, kids. Yeah, thanks, Frida. That's what I wanted to do. It just, yeah. The problem with me is I don't like unfairness. And I think that it's very unfair to mix issues up and be too lazy or too devious and conniving to try and clear that up, shall we say. There are some people with their own agendas on this channel. On this channel, well, yeah, on this channel maybe, on this this forum, and they need to, instead of clarifying that people were getting it wrong, they haven't. They've just let people run with the idea that poor little Saggy has been run platform. Thank you, Burren Witch. I couldn't think of the flipping word. They're just happy to let people think that it's down to a certain group of people when it's not. So that was all I wanted to say. There was no issue with the house until he went away to do the ghost hunt. And did you say, do you not know where he did the ghost hunt? Well, I know, you see, Jules, when we came on tonight and I mentioned because I know Jules has a few of her own stories that we've talked about privately. And I was mentioning about Burren Witch when she feels up to it again, when she's got over her COVID, about coming up and we do another live, because when Burren did the last one, it was really interesting about the ghost hunts at Lep Castle, and she's got loads of different stories. So and Julia, obviously, I know Julia's listening in the background, on about getting Julia to come back up again. And yourself if you want. I know Green Eyes has got her story. Jules, I'm scared to click on that link. Oh, it's actually all right, Frida. I mean, a couple of them, that, like, right at the start, there's things move, like as asleep on the sofa and something moves. The things that bother me are the ones where he's there's a video and the camera's got him and his wife and they're in bed asleep. And sometimes there are things that are knocked over, and it kind of wakes him up. But the one that bothered me was his wife. And you can see this shadow comes in from the left-hand side, slides down the wall, and the next minute she's dragged by her feet out of the bed. And there's no way that has been, you couldn't fake that. And she hurt herself. She hurt herself really badly. I think, didn't she slip the discs in her back or something when she came out of the bed? I know that he said she was quite badly hurt. He's had stuff like the loft door landed on his head when he walked underneath it. You know, that's not a playful spirit anymore. That's something that's trying to do harm. And I'll tell you what, I'm surprised. I mean, I'm hoping I'm not going to think this on him, but I would expect Burren Witch, if it hasn't happened already, that the next thing would probably be maybe little fires starting here and there in that property. It seems to follow a certain set of behaviour. Still listening to pretending to be asleep with my headphones and glasses on. Oh, is that so the little munchkins don't disturb you, Mrs. Mercury? Burren Witch says it's now starting to take over him. He's being involuntarily possessed for a few seconds here and there. Is he? Oh, you see, I've not watched him for a while. That movie, The Entity, freaked me out as it was based on a true story. Frida, do you know what? I saw that and that was really, really scary. More of a menacing type of thing. Oh. Well, I tell you what, I hope he gets back to you for his own sake. But, you know, sometimes when things like this are happening, do you not think, I mean, I'm not saying this about him. I'm not saying this about him. But do you think that he's more interested in the YouTube fame than actually getting rid of it? Because some people, you know, that's some people's thing, isn't it? They decide, well, I'm actually enjoying getting 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 views. I'm actually enjoying all these thousands of followers. I'm actually enjoying that other big channels are featuring my video footage and I'm getting more attention that way. And, you know, that's more important than actually getting rid of the damn thing. I'm not sure about the fire things. I'd be more afraid for the wife. Yeah, well, he was in a team and he said he left and never again. He just wants it to stop. And do you think the church will actually do I'm presuming the priest didn't do an exorcism? Or was it did he just come in and do a blessing? Jules, at first I thought that, Kiss, but the footage is so real. Oh yeah, I'm not doubting the footage. What I'm saying is that sometimes people prefer the attention than, you know, do you think it, rather than him actually closing everything down, stopping filming it and getting somebody in to actually get rid of what it is, but instead he's carrying on because it's become a bit of a thing now, hasn't it, that you know, he's got the followers, he's got the viewers, and you know, that's all going to stop, isn't it? If that house isn't haunted anymore, if he's not doing his uploads 1, 2, 3 times a week. Right, thank you, Burren Witch. That, yeah. Well, that was do you remember me telling you about when we did the ghost stories from me and my friends a month or so ago? And I was saying about my friend's dad's house, and that actually had an exorcism, and it was the bishop came from the Archdiocese of Liverpool, actually came and did that exorcism on that house. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Simple, it's not that bad. I mean, we've seen, you know, really, really scary stuff, and some of the dogmen stuff, I'd say, yeah, don't watch this during the night time. Yeah, Jules, it's called something like Scary Stories or Ghost Stories from Me and My Friends. And they were just real stories, you know, tales that I'd been told or what have you. Oh, thank you, Frida. You always remember to ask people to give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Yeah, there are only very few who have the permission from the Pope to do it. Yeah, I mean, we're going back to, I mean, my friend's dad was only little, so probably like 19. Hang on a minute. Stop. Enough of the barking. I think it was like the 1950s or the late 50s, early 60s, something like that. And yeah, and that's when that happened. But yeah, but that was Jules. It was, well, no, I don't want to. I'm not going to ruin it for you if you end up going back to listen to it. But yeah, it was something that was in their garden, but there was a lot of very weird things happened in that house. But yeah, it had a full-blown exorcism. But yeah, if we can get definitely, if we can get you to come back up again, Burham Witch, because things like this are interesting as well. You know, talking about you're helping out other people, you know, and helping them with their own issues, and you know, it's things because Lady Witch has done things like this as well. You know, helping people out. I mean, I think now. What Cooper always barks when you talk about spooky stuff. Maybe you know something. Do you know it is weird, Mrs. Mercury? But do you know what I think it is? I think he knows that. I think he can sense me getting a little bit on edge, if that makes sense. Because Jules, can I just tell you this snippet of course you can, Jules. Do you want to do it in chat, or do you want to come up on panel? It's absolutely fine either way. It's like a riddle to me that I have to figure out. I think with Cooper, I think he can I think with him, it's a change in the atmosphere. And it's probably a change in the atmosphere caused by me. Do it in chat. Absolutely fine, Jules. You crack on. So if you all watch out, because Jules is gonna give us a little bit about one of her experiences. And as I said before, Jules and I have spoken away from YouTube about some of the things that she's had. So yeah, very interesting stories. I've just seen the most wonderful thing. I wish I could put him on camera. Porky's getting ready to go. Just while Jules is getting ready, Porky's getting ready to go to work. He's got his works t-shirt on, his flat cap, a pair of shorts, white trainers, and black socks.
They're like fucking black eyes in a minute.
But this is so he doesn't overheat while he's working, because it's very, very hot in there. But
only 95 degrees around.
Sorry.
Don't let that door hit you on the arse on the way
out. Sorry, guys, I had to share that with you. It just appeared round the door because he's getting ready to go out now. Green Eyes is laughing.
Take any off you like.
Simple says bye, don't work too hard.
Bye, Felicia's.
Green Eyes actually says, Porky, you sexy man, you.
I am. You just don't appreciate it. Second you moved in, it was right, take everything for granted now.
Have you heard this?
Dump me shit.
Oh yeah, dump me shit. That's absolutely right. Have you got your dinner? Yeah, I'm making you dinner. You have dinner ready for you. You take your stuff to work. Your washing's done.
No, not bad swap for a house, that is it?
It's not. And a car.
That works.
That works, yeah. It's a good job I don't take out personal, isn't it? I know. What's that, Burwich? Tell Satan I said hi.
Go on then, say it.
What? Say what?
Tell Satan I said hi.
Yeah.
Who wants me to say hi to Satan?
Burham Witch.
I'll say hello to him when I get there. It's fucking hot enough.
Oh, you said, Cooper, stop it. Frieda's got it.
Good. Shut the fuck up.
Frieda's just said flat cap, a misshaped version of Peaky Blinders. Well, actually, that's why he got it, because the place that he works, because obviously he's skilled. He's got skills. They make the Peaky Blinders alcohol there. And it's very, very nice. In fact, I might have a little tipple when he's gone to work.
The Peaky Blinders.
Yeah. No, by order of the Peaky fucking Blinders. So that's why he's got the hat, the flat cap. Mrs. Mercury's come up with it. You're actually the new name. It's Porky Blinder. Yeah, I gathered that one, Burren Witch, when he said it was like 90 odd degrees. Said it's saying hello to Satan because of the heat where you're working.
I'm standing by the mash kettle.
Yeah, you're a Porky Blinder. He's now going to go and stand by his mash kettle.
And then you wonder why the weight's falling off me.
I know. I know. He's losing the 3.5 stone he put on when I met him. He's losing it and I'm putting it on.
Excuse me, please, Patty.
I'm not that fat. Still a size 10.
I'm going to work.
Okay, bye-bye.
Have a nice evening.
Bye. Say bye. Say bye to everybody.
Bye, everybody, apart from you, you fucking four-legged bastard. Piss off.
That was to the dog who's getting under his feet. Right. Simples needs a job just standing beside Porky.
See you later.
Oh, am I meeting you at the garage in the morning? Yeah. About 6:10.
Yeah, I'm just going to get me parking ticket off the car.
All right.
See you later.
Bye, babe. Come here, Cooper. Come on then. Right, now I can concentrate on my life. Oh, I've done it again. Not turn this off. What's that? Pissing hell, my left leg's bigger than you. Oh, I know, but I have since I've moved in, because it's kind of you know, it's not a contentment thing. It's you know, making shit and eating shit, which I wouldn't have done on my own. So I've kind of put a stone on. So well, it's a stone and a bit actually. So it's yeah, I realised that, and I was like, my jeans. Well, I was looking at, because I usually wear like my jodhpurs and things. I was like, oh, I'm looking a little bit portly there, and it's portly for me because I'm, you know, I'm only a short arse. So, yeah, I've kind of gone up to a size 10. So I'll have to start working on that. But I do go away on holiday in just over a month with my best friend. We always go away every year. So don't know if people remember last year we went to Scotland. So I need to really get on it in the next few weeks so that I can eat what I like when I get there, and I don't feel too bad about all the weight I'm going to put on. It's just took me all this time to type it out, but I was on Top Chat and it's gone, for fuck's sake. Oh no, Jules. Oh, bugger. Try again, love. Get yourself on the live chat and try again. Just for anybody who, because we have got a few people watching, Jules Kitch is about to type out some of her one of her ghostly experience or supernatural experiences for us. So she just put it into Top Chat. She's going to have to type it out again. So that's what we're waiting for at the moment. No, you know what's nothing worse, Green Eyes, is when you're on somebody's chat and you put a swear word. So you've spent all this time typing it out and you put a swear word in and you press send, and then nobody can see it. And when you check it, there's obviously been a filter against that word. That pisses me off. I've turned into a bowling ball in my latter years. Oh, I bet you haven't, Mrs. Mercury. Mine disappear all the time, Simples. And I don't know why. So can I ask, while we're just hovering around, Mrs. I was going to say Mrs. Mercury then, Burren Witch. Do you do a lot of helping of people with infestations or manifestations, hauntings, or what have you, possessions and so on? Just wondering if it's, you know, something that you come across a lot. Mrs. Mercury, I have, hence Slimming World. Slimming World's supposed to be brilliant. My uncle and his lady friend, they both lost tons of weight on Slimming World. Absolutely tons of weight. And I didn't ever think my uncle was overweight. He was just normal until we went over and he showed us a photograph of him about 5 years ago. And I was like, oh my God. You know, with this, it wasn't fat, but you could, the difference in him, yeah, totally different. No, I don't know why either, Simples, because sometimes I'll just make a nice comment. I'm not calling anybody, I'm not swearing in it, and it just won't load. Lost 2 stones. Oh, brilliant! That's really well done, Mrs. Mercury. Well done for you. I am going to I'm highlighting that one. So big it up, chat, for Mrs. Mercury there. 2 stone since mid-February is absolutely brilliant. Put your money towards gym membership. Best thing I ever did. Do you know what I enjoy doing, Simples? And it's actually really good for people who, you know, like say for like myself, I had an horrendous injury riding horses. I don't know if I ever told you about it. I was actually competing and my horse fell, my fault, fell at a jump and rolled on me. So my back was absolutely fucked. And so it's all right most of the time. And then every so often, because I do have the last scan I had on my back, I've got there are 2. There's a, hang on, how do they class it now? It was a partial prolapse and I can't remember. Anyway, it's L4, L5 and L5, S1 in my lower back. So I've got to be really careful. So things like crunches and so on, I can't do them. Well, I can, but I'll end up putting a lot of strain on my lower back. And then I discovered hip hop abs. And I cannot tell you how much I love hip hop abs. Cooper, stop it. Stop. And I'm going to put it in the chat. Cooper, stop. I'm going to put it in the chat in case anybody hadn't heard of it. Seen people lose weight on the keto diet, but I always wondered about the cholesterol levels. Right, well, I haven't for a little, you know, a few weeks. So, but generally I'm on keto, Frida. It's surprising because your cholesterol levels, along with everything else, drops. You wouldn't think it because, you know, considering that you're eating fats and it's a high fat diet. But for some reason, it works. And I think it's because you've got, you know, we're still cavemen, you know. Yeah, we live in houses. Yes, we've advanced in that way. But as far as our metabolism and our physiology goes, we are no different to, you know, if you put us into, you know, back 10,000 years, 15,000 years, whatever, would be absolutely fine. You know, we'd still be able to live. We wouldn't be struggling to live the way they were living because we have, you know, our physiology and our digestive systems and everything else haven't changed. It's just what we've eaten has changed. you know, and cavemen, for want of a better word, ancient man, they would be eating mainly high protein, high fat diet. The only time that they would be eating carbohydrates would be when they were in season. So you've got the keto diet and you've also got the paleo diet. If I go onto keto, it isn't for everybody. It's not for everybody, but it suits my genetic makeup. When I had my DNA test done, part of that was because I paid for the top one. It also told you about which diets were more suitable to your specific DNA and genetic makeup. And I'd always said that, you know, like the Atkins style of diet, high protein, high fat, very low carbohydrate, weight drops off me like you wouldn't believe it. And it said in my DNA report that that was the best type of diet for me. Pork chop, what are you doing online, you bugger? Get working. She should be eating seals. Think your body adjusts. It does, Frida. It absolutely does. You know, you're I found, and the other thing as well. Oh, Jules, no. It is like it doesn't want you to tell this story, isn't it? That's very weird. I've heard about the blood type diets as well, Green Eyes. But I can only, you know, I can only tell you from, you know, what's worked for me. Just got to work and they're behind, so I'm now sat in the car with my feet up. Having a little listen to us. Well, Green Eyes will be pleased to see you there. You two can have a little bit of a love-in while we're talking about talking about dieting. But yeah, I must admit, Frida, I worried at first because it's going against everything you've ever been taught. You know, you're being told that you've got to count calories. Everything to do with diet, you have to count calories. You've got to eat very low fat. You know, load up with carbohydrates like rice and vegetables and what have you. And it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. But to get you into that mindset, it's really bad. I mean, I've got two of my friends into it now. Paul has lost 4 stone and his Mrs. Maria, she's lost 3 stone. Now, when they first started doing keto and I was talking them through it and she's going, what do you mean I can have coffee with cream in it? What do you mean we can have a full fry up? But, you know, I'm saying full fry up, but without the bread and what have you. So long as you were eating within your deficit calories and are not being too restrictive, you will lose weight. Higher protein, medium fat, lower non-processed carbs. Yeah, I'm stalking Green Eyes. Alexa, turn on Green Eyes webcam. Lost a stone in the past month on keto. Isn't it brilliant, Helen? But it just takes you a while to actually have to get into that. And I'll tell you what does work for me, though. It's not just the keto. If I do keto combined with intermittent fasting, now that's the only thing though, Green Eyes, because on keto you don't have the milk because it has actually got quite a lot of carbohydrates in it. So I would miss having cups of tea, because I don't like, I can't drink tea black. So I would just have coffee with double cream. 10 cal jelly. Oh, Helen, was it me who told you about those? But yeah, that was my pudding. One of those jellies with double cream on it. Oh, but holy shit, you don't want to be doing that. Oh, he probably does, Green Eyes. I think, yeah, I thought it was me who'd mentioned it to you. Aren't they amazing though? But my favourite one is the raspberry, but they also do What was it? Bakewell tart flavour one. Oh, so nice. Chocolate splodge for your last meal. Yeah, they're brilliant, those jellies. The story I was telling happened at my mum's house when she was dying. Well, do you want to come up next time, Jules? Yeah, green eyes are lovely. Yeah, the Bakewell one's amazing. Simples. It's really, really tasty. Oh, well, if we do another one when I can get Burren up, or I mean, I don't mind if you're around on Friday. I could do like an open panel on Friday if you like, or if you want a little bit longer, I can try and wait till Burren's feeling okay, and then we can get Julia, and we can do something, next week or the week after if you fancy, Jules. But yeah, Frida, I'd definitely give it a go. I mean, for example, that was the other thing I was making as well. I don't know if you've tried it yet, Helen. Vodka with Diet Coke, 0 calories. Hiya, Paula. Don't you worry about being late, chicken. We're general chatting. We're on about diets at the moment. I either get people contacting me or I see or hear of something and contact them. Wow. I've had chicken, sausages, bacon, eggs, and a thin for lunch today. Lush. Yeah, I would have something like the homemade pizzas as well. That's the other one, Helen, to do, and it's the easiest thing for the keto pizza because I had a few different recipes for it. But the bags of grated mozzarella that you can get. So those packets of grated mozzarella, one of those with a large egg, right? Crack the egg into it, mush it all up with your hand, put a few herbs in it and what have you, press it all out onto a baking sheet, and that's the base. I haven't green eyes. Like I've kind of I picked it up. I watched Dr. Eric Berg on YouTube. And oh, it's simple, it's lovely. And honestly, Helen tried that for a pizza base. And I used to make that and you pat it all out and I'd cook it. Don't bark at that cat, stop it. So I'd cook it first. And then when it was kind of done, but not crispy, then I'd put the topping on. So I'd stick a shitload of cheese on and like pastrami or ham or whatever, mushrooms, anything, absolutely load it up. And I'll tell you what, it is so filling. You can't eat it all. One slice, I'd be absolutely heaved. Couldn't eat any more than that. Jules, try the keto. Maybe we should have a keto club, keto stroke paleo club on here and do a catch up with everybody. Burren Witch, I tell you, it's the easiest thing ever. You see, when I first started it, I was hearing about doing a pizza bases, with cauliflower rice. And I just wasn't fussed on it. I think it was you who's done that, isn't it, Simples? But that one with the bag of mozzarella and one egg, and you can't, it's just no, you can't say anything easier. Just squidge it all up. It's like a splodgy mess. Kiss, never been on a diet in my life. I follow a creator on YouTube. She's on a keto diet. Very interesting. She buys keto-based bread, etc. Don't let the little furry fucker fool you. He's been fed. I was just going to ask you that, pork chop. Could you hear him yowling then? That's for anybody who didn't know. Tiggs is Porky's cat, but he's senile and he kind of doesn't know where he is. So he cries to get fed, and then he cries because he wants to get fed, even though he's just been fed because he's forgotten. So that's what the yowling was then. And Cooper was about to bark and didn't. I'm trying to think who that would be, Frida. There's another girl as well. She's Russian. And she's been doing intermittent fasting and keto. I must do something myself. COVID kill me. I'm not a fan of that rice. Yuck. Well, I found that keto, personally, I think keto, especially for somebody of Scottish or Irish heritage, just given what we grow up with as the staple diets, which is like a fry up, so you've got like your good old your sausage and your eggs and your bacon and what have you. So a standard meal for me, I could eat like 4 sausages and 4 or 5 slices of bacon, and a couple of eggs and some mushrooms, and so that would be a meal for me. Or I'd have a couple of tins of tuna mixed up with some mayonnaise and some onions chopped into it or what have you, and just sit and eat that. And then I'd make those pizzas. I need to walk about, got fucking cramp in my leg. Oh, I watched a video, Jules. There was a guy showing both his legs getting the worst cramps you've ever seen. And it's got like these pulses going down the muscles in his legs. It's the weirdest thing ever. There is, yes, Mrs. Mercury, you can do keto for a vegetarian. There are some options. One of my friends is a vegetarian and she's been doing it. So you eat things like, so for the high fat, your fat and your protein. So they will eat a lot of things like avocado, and there's certain different nuts as well that have got high fat content. Oh, Julia. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Julia. Oh, the poor love. I had a friend who had anorexia. Managed due to the opioid painkillers and constant nausea. Oh, God. Yeah, I saw that. His leg through. Oh, I'm glad you saw that. It's the weirdest thing. Well, Mrs. Mercury, this will make you laugh. So, I was just on about my friends, Maria and Paul, who do the keto. Well, Maria's sister, when she saw how much weight they were losing on it, and she's quite a big lass, and she's been doing Weight Watchers and Slimming World and you name it, she's been doing it for years, and she'd lose like 3 or 4 pounds and then put it all back on again, proper yo-yo dieting. And so she joins, oh God, it's one of the other, it's either Slimming World or Weight Watchers. I'm going to say Weight Watchers. So she's joined that and just wasn't losing any weight. So she said, and it made me laugh this. She said, I'm going to have a go of this keto as well. Now she's a vegetarian. So I found some vegetarian options for her, and it's not as easy. Night, Porky babes. I'll see you in the morning. See you at the garage. Night, love. Take care. And so I looked up on Dr. Eric Berg, and I looked up on Thomas DeLauer as well. He's another good site. He was quite a big chap as well, and you want to see him now. He's massive on the intermittent fasting. So she started doing the keto, the vegetarian version of keto. So obviously it wasn't dropping off her as quickly as it was dropping off Paul and Maria. However, she was constantly losing weight. Now she carried on going to Weight Watchers, and she was still paying to go for a weigh-ins, but she's getting like Slimmer of the Week every week because the weight is just plummeting off her. And she said she's having to, because they obviously then ask her, what have you been eating? What have you had for a meal this week? What have you had for a meal that week? Because she's actually doing the intermittent fasting as well. Now, I try, and this is what I'm going back on. Make me one as well, please, Jules. I'd love one with sugar in it, but I can't have that. That's the one thing that killed me, though, is cutting sugar out of my diet. And this is why I've been putting weight on over the past month while I've been living here, because God, I can't believe I've actually done a month here now, just over. Porksies, if you're still listening, everybody's saying nighty-nighty and see you soon. Because I didn't have anything sweet in my house. it was just, I just didn't, I'd get stuffing for Porky when he came over and that was it. Well, now I'm kind of eating what I'm making for him. So like tonight we've had corned beef hash. Well, it's potato, isn't it? So although I'm not piling the weight on, I have put a stone on. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to cut all of that out. But I didn't find it too much of a hardship, especially with like Helen and I were just talking about, and Simples, those low calorie jellies and some double cream for a pudding, because you're getting your sweet fix then. But it's definitely worth trying. It really is. And especially, I mean, when I get back onto the intermittent fasting, I was working on 18/6, so I'd only eat on a 6-hour window. I had corned beef hash on Tuesday. They made corned beef pasties with what was left. Oh, lovely. I love corned beef hash. But I use a full pack of butter in it. It's like the whole pack of butter goes into it and I cook it all up. Oh, lovely. That's what he's taken for his meal, because he'll end up eating it about, I think they have a break about 2 o'clock in the morning. So he'll have that. While I'm in the land of Nod. I do miss wine and I get hammered far too quickly on gin. Well, how do you think I feel, Helen? Because he's working for Bankhall Distillery. So we're kind of living on rum and gin. Because he gets a 40% discount. Like, bloody hell, happy days. Corned beef. I love corned beef. I had, there's a really nice recipe as well. It's a corned beef quiche. You make the base out of corned beef. So instead of it being with, making it with pastry or what have you, you make it with corned beef. And then the filling is whipped up egg and cottage cheese. And you can have flavoured cottage cheese and whipped up egg. Yeah, Helen, I have been. He's got me this black rum. It's Dead Man's Fingers is what they make there. So black rum at the moment. Oh, fuck. It is so nice. They make all the Peaky Blinders stuff. What else have we got? Oh, and the Whitley Neal gins. He's bought me a bottle of Parma Violet. Oh, Helen. Well, I should get I get the lovely Porky to get you a bottle. Especially with that. Yeah, well, there's discounts all the way there, Helen. You should give me your shopping list and I'll sort it out for you. We got my friend a bottle of that black rum. They do the spiced rum as well, and got my friend a bottle of the black rum. And she was like, "Oh, lovely." And I might have some more of this off it. And I think she went and priced it in the shop. And anyway, she really liked it. So she got back and she went, "Can I just ask?" She said, "How much is it? How much does he get that for?" I said, "How much do you think?" She went, "About 25 quid. I said, "Try £14. She went, "Fuck off. Can I have 2 bottles?" So rhubarb and ginger gin's amazing. Don't like either flavour separately. But yeah, my friend likes the rhubarb and ginger one. We've got at the minute, I'll tell you what we've got here. I'm just going to go in the drinks cabinet. We have been drinking quite a lot, actually. We have got Dead Man's Fingers black rum. We have got Dead Man's Fingers cherry rum. We've got Peaky Blinders Straight Bourbon. We've got James Cree's Cattle Ranch Whiskey. We've got Bancold Sweet Mash. That's just in the drinks cabinet. I'm now going to go into the kitchen because we've got even more in here. God, I sound like a right pisshead. This is a nice one, Helen. Dead Man's Fingers Strawberry Tequila Cream Liqueur. That's nice. Yes, Helen, 14 quid. And gone, where else have we got here? We've got this stuff called Tequila Rose Strawberry Cream. So it's strawberry cream liqueur with tequila. We have got Peaky Blinders Raspberry Rum Cream Liqueur. That is really nice. We've got Red Square Toffee Russian Grain. So that's like toffee flavoured vodka. And what's this at the bottom? We've got Peaky Blinders Irish Whiskey Cream Liqueur. So that's what we've got in at the moment. I think I've got the Parma Violet, Rhubarb and Ginger and Blackberry Whitley Neal gins. And the Dead Man's Finger Spiced Rum. I haven't tried the Peaky Blinders stuff. Oh, the Peaky Blinders stuff is gorgeous. And they've just started doing a new line. When I went to pick him up from work last week, so he was working different hours, and I can't remember what the brand of it is. They were doing a dandelion and burdock gin. Get that? Hey, Frida, I tell you, party hours. Loads of booze in the cupboard, but not had a drink for about 18 months. Well, I'm kind of, yeah, I don't, unless he pours one out, but that Peaky Blinders Irish cream liqueur, it's even nicer than, I mean, I love Baileys, but it's nicer than Baileys. It's like got a chocolate to it. Oh, God, Jen, I forgot about my Parma Violet one as well. Yeah. Whitley Neal Parma Violet Gin. Just go back and have a little look at chat. Zero alcohol in the house. Oh my God. My mate's neighbour did some homebrew dandelion and burdock gin. It was gorgeous, but like rocket fuel. Well, I'm debating, Helen, getting some of that for when I go on holiday with my friend Laura, because we always take Mohammed Abu, A.M. Mohammed Abu, #1 sexy men from India. Give me money, baby. I don't think so. I am Mohammed Abu, India's sexiest men. Give me money, betch. Oh, girls, we've got somebody to play with. I'm thinking maybe don't use the block button. I think this could be quite funny, actually. Oh, do you love us, Mohammed Abu? Lovely. Right. And how come you're the world's sexiest man? Yeah, there you go. Can you get Helen some cheap gin, Abu? I'm going to call you Abu. I think it's easier. Let's do an auction to win Mohammed. Right, I will. I'll tell you what then. I'll start the bidding off. I've got a toffee covered in fluff out my jeans pocket. Any advance on that? So that's how we're starting the bidding off. For Mohammed Abu, we're starting off with one toffee filled with pocket fluff. Any advance on one pocket toffee filled with fluff? Chucking a bacon sandwich. There you go. We've had a rise. Any advance on a bacon sandwich? One bacon sandwich, one bacon sandwich, bacon sandwich, and a squash tomato. There we go. We've got a squash tomato from Simple's Meerkat. Oh, and Mrs. Mercury sees your squash tomato and rises you a Chucky bedtime nappy. There we go. One bedtime nappy. Mohammed, the bids are coming in fast and strong there, love. Any advance on one Chucky bedtime nappy for Mohammed Abu, who reckons he is the most sexiest man from India? Green eyes, a pork sausage, fantastic. We've got a pork sausage, one pork sausage. Oh, a used tissue from Helen Happy Thoughts. Very. Oh, and a burned sandwich from Burham Witch. Any advance on a burned sandwich, a used tissue, a pork sausage, a Chucky bedtime nappy, a squash tomato, a bacon sandwich, or a toffee covered in pocket fluff? How are we doing, ladies? Any advances? Do any of those grab your fancy there, Mohammed Abu, love? Lego pasta. I haven't seen Lego pasta, Burham Witch. A toilet flush, get rid. You see, the thing is, Paula, I have to feel sorry for him because sometimes these poor men, they see a chat full of women and they think they're going to come in and they're going to make us all little shrinking violets. And unfortunately, it doesn't work like that, does it? Because this is just pure entertainment for us. So, out of date tin of spaghetti. Frida's offering some skid mark pants. Are they your skidders though, Frida? Come on, Mohammed, you haven't said which of these lovely ladies, which offer would you like? We're giving you the choice. We're not actually putting you out to the slave market just yet, We do believe equal opportunities and all that. If you've got any preference, love, speak now or forever hold your codpiece. There's been some wonderful offers here from all the lovely ladies of YouTube. Not with the dusty bitches around him at his match. Absolutely, Julia. Absolutely. We are anything but shrinking. In more like, well, this is it, isn't it? It's a full septic tank. Enough Mohammed Abu for all my friends. Oh, okie dokie. Okie dokie. Well, I've got a feeling, Mohammed Abu, that you're not a Mohammed Abu at all, having looked at the typing. So, if you want to come clean and say who you are, that's absolutely fine. But otherwise, Frida, no skid marks in this house. You see, if I didn't know any better, I'd be inclined to think that was possibly Porky. Even though he's at work. Or, no, I'll tell you else. That does anybody else think that could possibly be Tismy Denny? Gave him a chance to take us up an hour off. I know. Well, the thing is, Helen, I used to. Do you remember? Were you in when I was telling about the guy I got on Twitter? And he sent me an unsolicited dick pic. So I basically posted it. I screenshot it. On this one, I had my massive account, and I turned everybody. I said, yeah, please feel free, everybody, to tell this guy what you think of him. But I actually put the caption up and I said, quick, somebody call Gonzo and tell him we found his nose. He didn't like that very much, and he did go off Twitter, but can get up. Oh, there you go, Abu. You can have some of Frida's skid marks. Yeah, I think the worst thing is when fellas are trying to be like that, if you act all shocked and horrid, you know, but if you just take the piss out of him, it's much more fun. It's like this now. I would much rather do, you know, an auction than block poor little Mohammed Abu. It would, as I said, I don't think he's Mohammed Abu. If I had to guess, I'm going to say that's either Tismy Denny, Porky Blinders, skid marks and Klingons. Win it. Now, what's the difference? Right, so we know what a skid mark is. So there's Klingons, clinkers, winnets, tag nuts. Because I didn't know if a clinker's the same as tag nuts. Dingleberries. Grapes, the grapes of wrath. That used to be, honestly, Paula, I was absolutely awful. If ever anybody pissed me off, when I was first getting into cursing people, you know, as you do, and I would curse people with piles. I didn't want anything too horrific. And I was always very careful that, you know, I didn't just go, I hope you get piles. It would be, if you do this, then this will be the result of. So it didn't come and backfire on me. But yeah, bum grapes was always my curse of choice. I think I will use that as an alt skid mark and Klingon. Oh, where's Abu gone? We're feeling all lonely here, love. That was quite weird, that then. We went up to 18 viewers and we've dropped back down to 14. I think the word got round that we were doing an auction for a sexiest man from India. I think should we do another incognito? What about some nose goblins? Oh, Frida, are they crows? Nose goblins. Does anybody else say crow? For me, it's uncontrollable explosive diarrhea. Yes, Skidmark and Klingon. Yeah, it could be like a married couple on YouTube, couldn't it? Maybe I should should entitle that for me next live. Yeah, well, yeah, I grew up with it saying crow, and then you get people going to you, what the fuck's a crow? And I don't even know why they're called a crow. It's northern, is it? Oh, a crow. See, there we go. No, a crow up your nose, a crow, a bogey, but they call them a crow. If AD ever gets married, they'd be his names. Yeah, Skidmark and Klingon. Hey, maybe that'll be the new channel for him and Bubbles. Good evening, it's Skidmark and Klingon. Apart from being a bird or bogey. Yeah, well, a bogey is... I always thought that was more of an American thing. Yeah, nesting up your nose. But yeah, I grew up with them being called a crow. Or my nana used to call him a crowy Joey. You know, like with my niece, and she go, "Oh, come here, let Nanny get that crowy Joey out your nose." Chinny and Vinny. Never heard of crow. That must be a northern thing. I'm more Midlands. Bogey here. Yeah, and Simple's in the northeast. That's a bogey as well. Yeah, I just grew up with them being called crows or crowy joeys. I love the different words. They're so funny. So let me think then. So we've got, so who's in the north, like northwest? So we would have had, so Green Eyes, did you grow up with them called a crow? And Julia, did you call them a crow and all? And Helen, obviously Helen's called him a crow. Oh, Green Eyes, did you not call him a crow? Sorry, it's made me laugh when you say a crow now. Yeah, Abu, do you want some crows? And Mrs. Mercury, yeah, crow. In the past, not now. It's just one of those. There's a few words that really make me laugh. I don't know what are your words that will make you laugh every time you hear them. Crow is one for me, and the other one is turd. Turd just sets me off every time. Cracking up at you, laughing. Oh, are you? Sorry. Crows are not green. Do you know what I think it was? It was those simples. I think it's because it's from like the mining areas. So then it would be a black crow, wouldn't it? You know, off the coal dust. Or maybe it was because of the coal dust out the houses, and that's why they called him a crow. I don't know. Amber Turd. Yeah, Paula, did you see what they'd done? They changed her name on IMDB to Amber Turd, and apparently she was going mad. Kiss, I remember Nose Goblins for a cartoon my son loved when he was little. Can't remember the name of it though. Remember a cow with tits was. Amber Turd. I can't. Oh, Helen, isn't she just? Oh, do you know? I don't think people like the talk of crows. The views drop dramatically then. Yeah, she is absolutely vile. She's a liar. She's horrible. I just don't like. And I tell you what, she's not aging well. She's, for all she's called, you know, Johnny a fat old man. Well, I don't know what's going on with her, but she's not aging very well, is she? Oh, I hope you get. Oh, I'm going to guess that we're all gunning for Johnny, are we, on here? I don't mind if somebody likes, you know, that old scrubber. I'm not going to judge you, but yeah, I'm proper gunning for Johnny. I love him. I think he's great. Oh, it's so funny. Burham Witch, I tell you, Team Johnny, absolutely Team Johnny all the way. And I'm going to highlight that one just so that everybody knows. Sorry, Abu, you're coming off my screen now, Chuck. Spitting glass where she's concerned. She's just a liar. And do you know what? Why? Is it just that she's just so malicious and malignant? You know, I know there are some people who just do not want to walk away, do they? You know, they can't just walk away gracefully or with any dignity. Well, Abu gave us a laugh at his expense. Absolutely, Frida. Crows and an Amber Turd, not popular, down to 8. But do you know what? It's quality, not quantity, Helen. Absolutely quality, not quantity. We were on 18. It's just nice to have some light-hearted banter and talk about absolute shizzle, this and that, and anything and everything. Little bit of escapism from the horrible YouTube streets. She still loves him. It's plain as day. Do you think... Coop, stop. Do you think, though? Or do you just think it's the fact that she can't have him anymore? That she, you know, she just messed it up. And she's that spoiled that, you know, she doesn't want him, but she wants him, if you get what I mean. I'm not a violent person, but I'd love to knock her into next week. Yeah, Paula, I'm with you on that. Yeah, she's mental and wants to ruin him. Yeah, Green Eyes is with you too, Paula. Simple says just the diehard shizzle is left. We're like the ones that they have to kick out the pub at the end of the night. You know, the pissheads in the corner who just will not leave no matter how many times they ring the bell. Yeah, I think there's a fine line between love and hate, and she's that malicious it's revenge because he doesn't want her. I just want to know, I mean, I said it the other night, didn't I? That I don't understand. He's an intelligent guy. He's not an idiot. And I don't understand how she turned his head enough to get him to not only put up with her shit, but marry her. I mean, what? Hiya, bedtime. Hiya, Chuck. How are you doing? You missed the fun. We had an auction. Can't wait until Johnny Depp's lawyers get into her on Monday. Oh, Frida, me too. Me too. That is just going to be excellent. But I, like I said the other day, it's, you know, some people have said, oh, it's because he was an older man and she was a young, you know, a little young thing. But like I said, don't forget, it's Johnny Depp. Johnny, you know, it's not just man down the road who suddenly, you know, as a young thing turning his head. This is Johnny Depp, you know. Pissed off tonight. My laptop would not come on, for fuck's sake. It keeps going off, so if I disappear. Oh, don't worry, Jills. I'm sorry you typed all your story out and then it fecked off. But if we, I'll do a live on Friday, and if you can come on then, you know, and tell your story. And if not, don't worry, you know, we can do it another time. But I'm definitely going to do a live on Friday. I'm thinking incognito again. And get some good shizzle to talk about. What have you been up to, bedtime? And please say hello to the lovely Voodoo for us. I think she was the one pushing for marriage, but that's just my opinion. I think she is somebody who has been incredible. She's been very manipulative all her life. And I think Johnny, despite his fame, despite him, you know, being round the block a few times, I think that she's been different because she was also mirroring him, wasn't she? At one point, they reckon that when they first started seeing each other, she completely altered her appearance. She started dressing very boho like him. She got an interior designer in who completely redid her apartment, so it imaged her as well. No, Paula, it wasn't incognito tonight. It was just I was just thinking, you know, we'll do it for Friday. It's absolutely fine. We just came on for a bit of a nit-nat about all sorts of things, about the shit that's going on YouTube, and then Amber Turd and Casey White, and then we've been talking about the keto diet and crows as you just listened. Helen says, I think she must have been very different in the beginning. Every man's dream, very submissive and attentive, plus he had emotional issues and she probably did everything right to make him feel loved. Yeah. Jules, I like that. She's asked Burren Witch, are you a medium? And then she said, don't say no, I am large. Yeah, Frida, she's like a little spider, wasn't she? What's it? Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. Yeah, I think she is a major game player, and you know, he's a humble guy, isn't he, Johnny Depp? You can tell that from every interview he's ever done. It isn't an act, that's him. That's just him. You know, everybody who's ever dated him or who knows him, you know, they said this is just him. He's not got any, you know, there's no front to the guy. And as I said last week, it's a bit like Brad Pitt is very similar as well. You guys know she most likely killed her best friend in a drunk driving incident when she was 16. No, I didn't know that. Bedtime clown. Oh, we'll highlight that one. She's a very bad liar, though. Good God, the kids in my class can lie. Well, Helen, did you see they did the video of her? And it was one I was watching earlier today when she forgot that the cameras were in the court. So she's talking to a solicitor, lawyer, whatever, and she's laughing. She's like, and then looks and realizes the camera's there. And then suddenly the face goes and she looks like she's going to start crying the bottom lip, and just like, you fake ass bitch. She's had substance abuse issues, 13 to 14. Oh gosh. Burren says, no, I wouldn't call myself that. I'm sensitive to a lot of things. You are very sensitive, aren't you? And I just hope that she makes me stabby. Yeah, it's one of those where you just think a punch to the throat would really help her out, Helen. Can you imagine her if she came into one of our locals? She'd have the hair dragged off her head, wouldn't she? It'd be like full-on cat fight. Burren, Mrs. Mercury's asking, how did you become a sensitive? Happy thoughts with a chair. Yeah. Mind you, though, when Johnny Depp's lawyers start, it will be objection. Paula says, in my opinion, she thought she could manipulate him. I also think she's used to getting her own way, and Johnny wasn't buying it. She couldn't cope with it. Poor Amber. Yeah, Helen, she wouldn't last a second. You see, she's one of these, the way she speaks to people like dog shit, and the way she spoke to him like dog shit. And obviously she's one of these divas, isn't she, who, you know, screams and rants and raves and nobody stands up to. Burren, I'd love to give her a kick in the vagina. Yeah, you'd lose your foot, love. But in the real world, not Hollywood world, not her world, in the actual real world. So, yeah, come to the northwest of England, come into a little local and act like that and see what happens. She'd get skull dragged, absolutely skull dragged. She's a bad girl. I think that's what Johnny was attracted to. It's the text he sent to her mum and dad, how he referred to him and herself to them. It's such a shame. It is such a shame. What's Burren saying? I was always sensitive to things. I just wait till from when I was young. Skull dragged. Well, the old phrases are the best, Jules. But yeah, I'd have the hair off her head, I tell you. Treating our Johnny like that. Hey, right, can somebody tell me this? Is it true that Johnny Depp bought a house in Wigan? Did anybody hear that story? Oh, skull dragged. It's simple. It's like where you'd get hold of someone by the back of their head and drag them around the room. Yeah, reef the head off it. That's it. Yeah, she is a Jackanory, Paula. Helen, right, I'm going to listen and do my best not to type. I need to sleep, but you all know I'll be back in 5 minutes because I'm a nosy bitch and can't stand not joining in. Oh, Helen, thank you so much for being here, sweetheart. And obviously, if you speak to Jenny, let her know that we had her back earlier in this live, and I'll be doing it again on Friday. As much as some people won't like to hear it, but whatever. Thank you so much for being in, Chicken. I know he has a house in the UK, don't know where. Well, apparently he was. He'd come over, and this is what I'd heard. He'd come over here. He was filming something. I don't know what it was, but it was something. Oh, it was something in the north of England, and was it? Did he do something about like George Formby or something like that, or? I can't remember. Anyway, whatever it was something like that, and it was in the north of England. And he ended up, because he wanted to learn the local, the accent and what have you, that he ended up with a house in the Wigan area. This is what I got told, and that he used to go sitting in this local pub at the bar in a flat cap, drinking mild, and nobody realised it were him for the longest time. And when she was claiming she did volunteer work, that was actually community service for the car accident. Oh, she's a lying turd, bedtime clown. Well, good night, all. See you all in a mo. Oh, night, Helen, and sweet dreams, Chicken, if we don't see you back in chat. Oh, bedtime, she's just a horror. So this friend that she allegedly killed in the car accident, have their family spoken out? Do you know? Like, and let people know about it. What a shifty bitch she is. Absolutely shocking, that. The bits I do enjoy, though, are at the end of the day, when they leave the court and she gets booed, and then Johnny just gets like this amazing reception from everybody. Exactly the same as he did when, he was doing the Sun case over here last year. He's just a likable, nice guy. Hope Johnny's lawyers show the vid of James Franco in the lift with her at Johnny's penthouse. Well, there were Paula, I don't who kiss? I've lost the plot. Johnny Depp, Jules. Johnny Depp apparently was in the Wigan area and bought a house, apparently, somewhere in the Greater Manchester area. But I don't know who it was. He was supposed to do a film, and I don't know, it's some northern person, whether it was like George Formby or somebody like that. And I don't know whether the film ever came off in the end, or if it did or it didn't. But basically, that was why he was in the north of England. This is what I've heard anyway. What happened was she claimed her best friend was killed in a drunk driving accident. Well, didn't she used to batter her own sister, didn't she? She was charged with a serious offence when she was 16. That Franco one's a bit of a wrong one as well. He's got a bit of controversy surrounding him, hasn't he? I mean, away from this case, isn't he the one that a lot of people were accusing of SA? And I don't know, where that ended up. because I mean that's what I'd heard, was that was why, you know, he became a bit of a like persona non grata as far as Hollywood was concerned, because of these essay accusations. Because she's a minor, those records are sealed. Would they get expunged then? Those, because you do that in America, don't you? After a certain amount of time, if the juvenile records, they can be expunged, so they'll just be non-existent. Yes, you're right. I heard that too. He did film in the Northwest. Can you remember, Jules, who it was that he was supposed to be playing in a film? I'm going to have to try and Google this later, but yeah, I'm sure for some reason I've got George Formby in my head, but it probably wasn't George Formby, but it was somebody like that. She didn't have a driving license for it. Oh, you know, just gets worse and worse. But yeah, that James Franco one. Yeah, I read something probably about a month or so. It might be a bit longer. And it was just talking about the fact that he had these accusations made against him from quite a lot of you know, different people, not only you know, members of the public, but other, you know, women in the acting profession, shall we say. Yeah, oh, don't worry, Jules. I'll Google it and try and find out later on. But it's, yeah. If Porky was here, he would know. I miss having our little our resident Encyclopedia Britannica, because he knows everything. Still, but her driver's license was suspended for 2 years. This is when she was doing the volunteer work. Do you know, it never ceases to amaze me how some people, they can just twist the truth, and they're so brazen in doing it. They don't care that, you know, somebody is going to find out. They will look into this deeper and they will find out, but I'll just lie anyway. Anyway, just as a little aside, I was scanning through Sky, looking at movies the other night, and lo and behold, I found my favourite film ever. I've got a few, you know, that I'll say are on my favourite list, but my all-time favourite film that I would watch again and again and again, I have found it on Sky. And some people will probably laugh at me because it's a very old film, but I may have mentioned this to you guys before, but I absolutely love John Wayne. I've always... Oh, night, Paula. Thank you so much for coming in, love. It's lovely to see you as always. I'll probably not be that much longer because I'm on 25%. And obviously sitting where there is no charge. So, but I will be back on Friday. So if we can catch you then, it'd be lovely to see you. You take care, sweetheart. And thanks once again for coming in. Frida, when you see him in the vid in the lift, he had a backpack on and doesn't look like he was just there for a visit. Obviously, Johnny was away at that time. She's a sneaky cat. It just shows she didn't care, because don't tell me she didn't know that there were cameras. And wasn't she caught in those lifts with that Elon Musk as well? There we go. There's Helen. I can see you watching. Get back to bed, missus. You'll be not fit for them little uns in school tomorrow. Well, I'm going to tell you what my favourite film is, because I just went off on a tangent then. So I love John Wayne. I've always loved him. And part of that is because my nan's sister, so my great Auntie Agnes, and her husband, so it was Uncle Bill. He was the image of John Wayne, the absolute living image of him. He'd been a stoker on the in the Navy, so during the war. Big burly guy. He was lovely, but he was the spitting image of John Wayne. And I remember when I was a little kid, and occasionally like a John Wayne movie had come on, and I got there, Uncle Bill. There's Uncle Bill. So that I think that's partly why I love John Wayne so much, because he reminds me of my Uncle Bill. But anyway, my favourite, I love all his movies. I love the Rooster Cogburn movies. Oh, love them. True Grit. Love it, love it, love it. I love it where he's riding. He's got hold of the, the horse's reins in his teeth, and he's got guns in each hand. He's like, fill your hands, you son of a bitch. Love him. But my favourite film of all time, which is a John Wayne film, is The Quiet Man with Maureen O'Hara. And I don't know if, well, some of you will have heard of it. If you've never watched it, please watch it. It's set in Ireland, and I just love it. It's like being back with my nan's family, because they were all as mad as a box of frogs. They were hilarious. Because I think people from the south of Ireland, from the north of Ireland as well, but the Irish in general are just one of the funniest races of people. And we've got enough Irish folk on here, which is brilliant. But for anybody who doesn't know any Irish people, just trust me on that. The Irish have got to be the funniest race of people you will ever come across. They're naturally funny. It's similar to Scousers, and I think that's the Irish influence. Scousers are funny as fuck. You can listen to them all day. They just have a knack of saying the funniest thing ever. Well, Irish people like that. Some Scots to a certain extent, but definitely the Irish. And watching that film, it's brilliant, isn't it? I can watch that film again and again and again. And when I found it online, because I did used to have a copy of it, and as would always happen, I'd loan out my copies of films to people and I'd never get them back. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I love that fighting scene as well. Where little Micklin Flynn, and he's taking he's taking bets, and Squire Danaher's little right-hand man comes up and he wants to put some money, but he wants to put it on John Wayne. And I always remember that funny, and I can't do the accent, and I'm sorry if I butcher it now. And little Micklin Flynn is there, and he goes, "Go here, you traitor, you." I think he's brilliant. I'll be here on Friday, Kiss. Thank you for the chat, everyone. Night, night. Oh, thank you, Jules. Thank you so much, sweetheart. And hopefully we can get your story out of you on Friday. That would be brilliant if you can. But, don't feel under any pressure. If you come in and you don't want to come up on panel, but you can manage to type it in chat, that's absolutely fine. Okay, Green Eyes, no problem. Just nip into the shop, need some smokes. Right, I will stay here till you come back. And then if, and Julia, I don't know if you heard before, but as and when we can get, when Burren's up for another supernatural chat night, if you want to come up as well, and Green Eyes and anybody else, if you fancy that. Because I was thinking just chatting in general, we don't have to talk about specific cases. If you guys don't want to, if we just want to talk about, throw a few thoughts around and what have you. You know what I'm like. I'm not into the big structured chat things, so that would be really, really good. But it was so interesting. Maureen O'Hara in the long knickers. Do you know what? Wasn't she beautiful? Absolute beauty. She was a real Irish beauty, wasn't she? And the bone structure on her as well. Was she, now, I always forget where she was from. Was she from Dublin originally? I'm saying Dublin, and I'm thinking I'm probably wrong. It was probably somewhere like Limerick or Cork or somewhere. But yeah, I remember reading about her, like, and she'd right, so from Dublin, yeah, because she worked in a department store, didn't she? And I think wasn't her mum a beauty queen? Her mum had been like a beauty queen or something, or won a beauty contest, and then off she went to America. Yeah, she was stunning. I think, yeah, I can't remember all the details either, Burren Witch, but yeah, absolutely beautiful. But you know, and this is my dad made a very quite a sweeping statement, but he was talking about it was with my brothers one time, and they were talking about you know, the most beautiful women in the world, and my dad said, now considering he was married, you know, to my mum, who for all intents and purposes, although she, you know, she wasn't born there, but for all intents and purposes, my mum looked like a Scandinavian warrior. You know, she had the blonde hair and the legs that went up to her eyeballs, and beautiful eyes, piercing blue eyes, gorgeous figure, real Scandi. But my dad said there are two races of women, he said, that are the most beautiful in the world. And I was surprised at the first one. He said, before they had to wear these, but he said before 1979, did he say it was? He said Iranian women. He said Persian women. He said beautiful. Before they ended up having to be stuck under these veils, he said, but when the Shah of Iran was, you know, still in power, he said, and they were very westernized. He said, those women are beautiful. So that was the first one. So I was quite surprised at that, because I was like, all right, okay. And then he said, and the other most beautiful race, this is in my dad's opinion, are Irish women. He said, I'll always know, he said, if my head's getting turned by an Irish lass. So there you go. And yeah, oh, he loved Maureen O'Hara. But yeah, my dad had an eye for the Irish ladies. Because wasn't there, I remember him telling me about, there used to be, I don't know if it's still on, a oh, thank you, Fried. Yeah, I thought it was Dublin that she was from, but I thought I might have got it wrong. He was telling me there used to be a beauty was it the Rose of Tralee or something like that? Rose of Tralee or Tralee or something. Anyway, some of you Irish lasses may know that. But anyway, according to my dad, you lot are the most beautiful women on the planet. So have that one. And my dad likes the ladies. So he's got good judgment. It's funny, isn't it? Because you go to certain areas in Ireland and there is that. Oh, is it still going, Burren Witch? Thank you. Was that right? Is it Tralee? Was it the Rose of Tralee? But yeah, there are certain areas that you go to, and it's just like anywhere really, but especially in Ireland, and you know, there's that look, isn't there, of Irish women. There's just that look, and it's just, and Irish men as well. I mean, Porky is he's from his father is Irish, and he is very Irish looking. You know, don't go off his photograph, but he's got jet black eyes and green hair, and he's got that Irish, you know, the nose and the eyes of real Irish Celtic men. They've got that look, and yeah, and Porky straight away, and he looked very much like one of my mum's cousin. Again, they were all Irish, but she married an Irishman, Harry, and he's just a spitting image. Pork is a spitting image of him. So yeah, there is a certain look. Because you can go to Scotland and the Scots, we don't look, no, black hair and green eyes. You can have green hair if you like. And Lady Witch has entered the building. Hello, my love. Yes, very feisty. But again, you go to Scotland and other than, because the only thing really you'd say in Scotland is, you know, if you're going to talk about Scottish women, you might go the red hair or the auburn hair. But as far as a look, you know, you might get the freckles, but it's not, there's not a specific facial similarity. Whereas the Irish, definitely there is. You know, you can 9 times out of 10, you can tell it if you're looking at an Irish face. In my humble opinion. And how's Lady Witch tonight, lovey? And do you want to pop your would you like to pop the kitty fund link in the chat for us, and I can stick it on the screen, because we're kind of going up and down in views. We're going up to like 18 and down to 9 and back up to 15 and down to 7, and so yeah, there's people coming in and out. Probably hate watching, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, Frida, my dad's always right. He liked it. It's probably the only time I'll ever agree with him being right, though. I'm trying to think. I'll tell you who would do. Like, what's his face as well? Liam Neeson. He's getting an Irish face, hasn't he? I wouldn't kick him out of bed on a cold night, I swear to you. Oh, thank you. Right, I'm going to highlight that one for everybody in chat, people who are watching and lurking. The link that I've just put on screen and that Lady Witch has just put in chat. I know most of us know, but for those who don't, Lady Witch is rescuing cats and their kittens. And she's got an absolute slew of them at the moment. They need help with vet's fees for like inoculations, for food, for kitty litter, and to also get these cats spayed and neutered so that it's not, you know, the constant issue of little kittens being born. She's doing this out of her own pocket. She's got no funding coming from anywhere. So if anybody can help at all, please do. Now, I can't say anything at the minute because I've not I'll start again. I haven't been in a position to help Lady Witch at the moment. I only get paid a week on Friday. We've had a lot of outgoings here, as you all know, with a collapsing drain and God knows what else. So I'm not going to sit here telling everybody else to help. And I haven't, just letting you know, I will be when I get paid. So it's the same thing. We all understand times are hard. Not everybody's got any cash to hand all the time. But if you have and you can help, please do. Oh, is he, Frida? Oh, go and stalk him like I did with Gerard. I love that name, Donegal. Donegal. Are you close by to him, Frida? I don't know whether Liam, do you think he'd have been as accommodating as Gerard Butler was, though? Because Gerard, he was just stopping having selfies with everybody. But obviously, you know, he was in a relationship with me, in my head maybe. But yeah, but I was thinking, I don't know. I don't know whether Liam would be as accommodating. I might be wrong. I might be very wrong. Because I tell you, I was really shocked at, because I quite like, oh, bloody hell, what's his name? Oh, who was in Patriots Day? Mark Wahlberg, that's it. And I always like Mark Wahlberg, and I think he comes across as a really affable chap. But I was watching somebody uploaded onto YouTube. They filmed it. He was actually on a film, he was filming, and they shouted him over. The people were watching, and he came over, in between scenes, and he was saying hello. And somebody asked could they have a selfie with him, and then he was like, "Well, no, because if people see you, then they'll want me to do it, and I'll keep getting shouting, blah 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 blah. And we need to keep." And I could understand his point of view, but he was a little bit kind of offhand, whereas Gerard Butler didn't do that. And I don't know, I just get a feeling that maybe Liam might be like that, not wanting to stop and have selfies with people. Might be wrong, though. Did anybody remember seeing that, the photographs of Tom Hanks? I think he'd been out. Didn't somebody pass out on a table? They were out for somebody's birthday, and Tom Hanks was at the table next to. So they actually took photographs. He came over and sat there and pulled his face and put his arm around the guy who'd passed out on the table, so that it'd be a big joke when he woke up, and saw these photographs. That was quite good. So things like that I like. I like when celebrities just act like the normal people that they actually are. Let's see what I've missed. Don't think I've missed anything else. So, okay, it's about 85 miles from me. My daughter's friend, who has been an extra in movies here, she met Liam. Jamie Dornan. She said he was lovely. Oh, is he filming with Jamie Dornan? I like Jamie Dornan. I mean, I even liked him in The Fall. When he played the serial killer and he was an evil shit, but he was still lovable. I like what's his name as well? Richard Dormer. He's Irish, isn't he? But you see, again, he's there with the. You see, I've got a soft spot for men with the ginger hair. I like it. Obviously, if Porky's listening, I like black hair best, love, but I do like the red hair. I think it should be embraced. Oh, now I read something yesterday. You're all going to be really shocked about this. About Garys are they're going extinct. Apparently, up to the point that this was put online, there had been no children in this country christened Gary since 1992. So they were saying that Garys are going to be extinct in the not so distant future. What do you think of that? So if anybody has any little baby boys, can you please christen them Gary? We don't want. I was at school, there were 3 Garys in my class. I had Gary Appleton, Gary Story, and Gary Clay. There's 3 of them. What's that? The Hoover and the Ball? She was an extra in Game of Thrones as well. Good way to be. Oh, was she? Oh, now, do you know who I do like, Frida? Don't all laugh at me. I like Jerome Flynn. I know he hasn't aged well, but the fact that he's got a face like a chewed up sweet, I find that quite attractive. Oh, yeah, simple. Sorry, I'm with you now. Yeah, I'm really haunted. Well, I know. I don't know why somebody decided to check that out, Lady Witch, but they have. I think it's quite sad. There aren't going to be any Garys. And I mean, I don't know. In this country, maybe the whole Gary Glitter thing kind of put paid to that name. I really don't know, but yeah, I was trying to think. I thought, yeah, I've not heard. It seems to be, yeah. It's one of those names that's going to kind of disappear into the annals of history. Or it may be something that, you know, maybe is used once every generation. You know, there's some real like upper class names that they have over here. Yeah, perfect example of that. Crispin Bonham Carter. I mean, Crispin, yes, that's a very upper class name, not a popular one. I don't know of any other Crispins. But yeah, Gary, it's like a good working class name, isn't it? Oh, there's somebody else I met, Frida, Sean Bean, but donkeys years ago. And I didn't know who he was. My friend lives in Sheffield. I'd gone over there and he was in the local pub and I didn't know I'm chatting to him at the bar and I didn't have a clue who he was. I was a silly young thing. I didn't know who Sean Bean, because I didn't used to really watch films and telly that much and what have you, so I didn't really know who he was. But he was a very nice chap. He was talking about the football. And I'm chatting away to him, and mate's going, "Oh my God, you're talking to Sean Bean." I'm like, "Who's Sean Bean?" She's like, "Oh my God, you're a dick." Yeah, no, I love his accent. Did you watch him in Broken, Frida? And anybody else? That was where he played the parish priest. It was a series. I think it was on BBC One. Cecil, yes. Yeah, it's not a yeah. I'm trying to think. Cecil. I mean, I would have thought Cecil would be a name, or unless that's already become extinct and there are no more Cecils. Hey up, Sid. How are you doing? And how is the lovely Nancy? We're just chatting shizzle as usual. We've just been talking about the name Gary, which is going to be extinct in the not so distant future. Apparently, there have been no children born in this country named Gary since 1992. Lady Witch wanted to know, like, do people actually keep track of things like this? Yeah. Oh, is it? Oh, gosh. Sorry, Sid. You need to start talking to people then if they have any little boys, christen it Gary, because then it would make its way into the Guinness Book of Records, wouldn't it? The first child to be named Gary since 1992. So it's like, yeah, so for 30 years, nobody's been called Gary. It's a way to work it out, though. You know, like if somebody tries chatting you up when you're out and they reckon they're like, and they go, "Yeah, I'm 25. What's your name? Gary." You're a fucking lying bastard because you're at least 30. There you go. See, there's always a plus side. Is there anything you want to chat about, Sid? We've talked about all sorts of different things this evening. It's just been a bit of random, unstructured shizzle. Funniest thing, actually, I am going to say it again. Lady Witch missed it and you missed it, but the funniest thing we were talking about was some bright spark hacked onto the IMDB and changed Amber Heard's name to Amber Turd, so it's showing up on Google searches. Quite funny. So yeah, that's how we started the evening off, and we've just talked all sorts of shite since then. We've talked about keto diets, caveman diets. We've talked about ongoing YouTube dramas. We've talked about why some people call them bogies and some call them crows. We've proper laid into Amber Turd. Gary reminds me of Only Fools and Horses episode with the illegal immigrant. Oh, I don't know that one, Frida. I saw you on that adorable baby bat video in the comments, Burren. Oh, what's that? Oh, if we have a link, please share it. Don't forget, everybody, just popping in after the City game. Oh, how did they do, Sid? Have they won this time? Hopefully not as bad news as it was the other day for you, because last time you watched City and you came in here, you'd just lost, hadn't you? 5-1 win. Well done for you. I don't know about I don't know how Porky's team are doing at the minute, because he supports Burnley, and obviously they've had that, they sacked the manager and it's all been going to hell in a handcart. So I'm not really asking about football in this house. Oh, please share links if you've got little cute animals. Please share little links. This morning, Maisie, I put her out, and she's out with this another pony who is called Tilly. Beautiful. I'll get some video, and it's so I put her out first thing with this about 5:15 this morning. I stuck them out in the field and fed up, because I feed all the other horses in the block. So there's like another, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another 7 horses. So I fed 7 horses. And then I went out to poo pick the field, because obviously you get more off the grass if you pick the turds up. Just a little fact for those who don't know. And I decided to give Maisie a bum scratch. So she's eating the grass. So I'm coming past her with the wheelbarrow, and I saw this chutchy bum, and I thought, I'll give you a little bum scratch. So I'm scratching her near her tail, and as horses tend to do a lot when they're out on grass, she decided to do a trump, and she shot a muck nugget at me. It must have been sitting there in the Bombay after her last poo. It was only a little one. It was probably about the size of a 50p, like a marble. But yeah, as she did a trump, she shot me with a muck nugget, and it stuck on my pants. No, it's only horse shit, and it doesn't bother me because it's just chewed up grass. But I wish you'd have seen me. I'm like, little muck nugget. Yeah, dirty Maisie. Naughty Maisie. There was a good Dogman thing today with some footprint videos. Well, I've got a couple more of these cover-up stories, Sid, and I'm wanting to save those, maybe do them on Friday, because I think if we go, we're going to do a bit of a paranormal Friday. So for everybody who's here and listening, we're going to do incognito again on Friday. You can come with the theme, or you can just run with your own incognito. I don't mind at all. But yeah, we're gonna go with a paranormal theme, and I've got this. Well, I think there are 3. Might even be 4, but definitely 3 of these potential cover-up mysterious deaths as well. Again in America, quite disturbing actually. But I don't want to give anything away now, because if I start talking about it, I'll go off on a tangent, and we'll have nothing to cover on Friday. But yeah, very, very interesting. I've got some some quite horrifying details, shall we say, of what happened to these people. And again, stories were changed, stories were released, and then they were retracted and changed once again. So I'm hoping that'll be quite interesting. Cover up in Texas. Was that the lady that was found in the front yard, Sid? the carer who was found in between the car and the front door of the old couple's house. Just wait till you get back on that one. Because we could talk about that. If it's the same one, we could talk about that one if you want. Oh, right, okie dokie. Because I can't remember which. No, hang on. Because I did see one on Let's have a think. Texas. Oh, hang on. Is that the one? Is that the one with the woman who had? They described her as being looking like she'd been attacked by a shark. Is that the Texas one? Can see all I do, can't you? Day after day is just looking at dogmen stories. There are so many cover-ups going on, though. There was one, and I think it's the sheriff. Oh, sorry, bear with me a second. I'm just trying to find my plug. I need to plug in the fag because it's going flat. Bear with me a second. They shipped in a load of black bears and coyotes as part of the cover-up. Oh, I don't know that one, Sid. Oh, well, do you know what? I think we might have quite a few interesting things to discuss on Friday. There are, I think it was, like I said, I think it was 3. It's possibly 4 definite cover-ups. Definite cover-ups. And they all follow the same pattern. There was one, I'm not going to go into it in too much detail. As I said, I'll cover it on Friday. But initially, the deputy who had arrived at this, the scene where this woman had been attacked, described it as it, saying, you know, it attacked her and it had, you know, basically savaged her. He didn't say, because this was trying to be passed off as a pack of dogs. He didn't say it was a pack of dogs. He didn't say, you know, they or what have you. He said it. He didn't even say a dog or a bear or a coyote or a wolf or anything. He said it. And then he retracted his statement a few days later and then said it was a pack of dogs. They said this guy was killed by a mountain lion. Then the autopsy report said canine. There was one. Did you see the one where there was a guy? This thing had tried to be getting into the house, and then it was more or less threatened by Fish and Game that they were, because he was saying that it was this creature. And then they started to threaten him, saying that false reporting was a federal crime, just to stop him from making this report about, you know, this particular animal. And then they had another 911 call out to this particular property again. And it was to the same chap who was found in a deer hide. He had obviously been peeling off shots at something, and had his body was found inside this hide, and he died of a heart attack. I think probably through fear. Now, when this particular dog man had tried to get into his house, they had like shot and stabbed it. And the thought is that this thing had come back to try and finish what it started, and the guy died of fright. But again, they tried to pass it off. They keep trying to pass these off as dog attacks. They are destroying the dogs. They're refusing to have DNA samples done. They're destroying the dogs. They're euthanizing them. Then they're burning their bodies. It's very, very worrying. And for those people who have been following these dogmen encounters and these strange animal attacks. Is it just me, or do these seem to be escalating? Do these attacks seem? Do you think it's a case of, like I keep thinking, these are happening more and more, or is it just a case that they are being reported more? That people are jumping on the bandwagon now, and maybe bandwagon's the wrong word, but people are becoming aware that these things are happening, so they're reporting them more. Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Sid. I love talking about these cover-ups, though. They're great. Not for the families involved, but yeah. So that's going to be Friday. I want to do a bit of that. We've got Jules. She's been trying to post her supernatural experiences story, and she's had a load of technical difficulties. So she's going to hopefully come up on panel and tell us all. And we've got Burham Witch, who we want to tell a few more stories, and Julia as well. And yeah, and I know you've got. Don't forget, you've promised us your stories from when you were working overseas, if you remember. Was it Afghanistan or Iraq? When you said you did your blog and you'd send stuff over. So don't forget, I haven't forgotten that, because I know that would be really interesting for us. You thought that, but then you've been researching more. It's just... I don't know. It's one of those things that you think, most of these cryptid stories, I can take them or leave them, but the Dogman stuff, I can't. It's really, yeah. It struck a real chord with me. I mean, what do the rest of you think? Are you guys all right with this? You know, are you happy enough for us to cover these Dogmen mysteries? Because obviously I know I can just end up going off at a tangent on them. It's just because I find them so fascinating. I never intended my channel to be a Dogman thing, but it is kind of veering that way. But it's just, I love the supernatural and the unexplained. But again, I like the alien stuff. I'm not a sci-fi fan, never have been. You know, I've never, even now, I've never watched Star Wars. I couldn't, you know, and obviously I know who Han Solo is, and Luke Skywalker, and Princess Leia, and Darth Vader, but I've never watched any of the films ever. And Star Trek, it's another one. I'm not a Star Trek fan. So aliens were never really my thing, but getting into talking about the mysteries that surround, like the stuff that happened in Todmorden, and you know, Travis Walton, even what's his face out the Happy Monday, Sean Ryder, he's had an experience himself. Looking into those type of experiences, that's kind of piqued my interest. Lady Witch, I think they're fascinating. Oh, thank you. Oh, well, so long as you don't mind, because I don't want to just do something that's only appealing to a couple of us and boring everybody else rigid. But I think these cover-ups definitely need to be discussed. Used to love The Next Generation. It was great. Yeah, it's just something I've never watched. It never ever appealed to me. Like Doctor Who. Doctor Who was something that never appealed to me either. You know, all my friends were into watching it and I never was. It's really funny because where Porky works, all of the stills at the distillery are called different names after characters out of Star Wars. So they've got Leia, Vader, and I forget what the other one is called, the three big stills. And then they've called the canteen is called, oh, what is it? Do you remember where the cantina is, where the little aliens, the one that, all the fighting used to go on, and there's the aliens, and they're all playing that their instruments, and they only know the one song. You know that. And the cantina's got a name. Is it called something like Mosley or something? Anyway, so Porky put that name forward, and that's what their the canteen is now called. So yeah, they've got all these signs up and everything. So everything is related to Star Wars, just because the owners, you know, are massive Star Wars fans. I was going to say, will you please keep us posted, Burren Witch, on that Lee, if you get to hear anything back from him. I'm going to have a watch of his videos when I'm in bed, when I finish this live. Oh, right. Sorry, Burren Witch. See, I'm bloody shite, aren't I? I don't even know the difference between when you say Next Generation. I thought that was Star Wars. Yeah, I know nothing. Absolutely nothing. Favorite sci-fi thing is Red Dwarf. Oh, well, I watched a couple of those. But again, it wasn't anything that I was watching, you know, hard and fast, and I was absolutely glued to. My stuff was always watching animal things or history. I've always been a bit of a nerd. Oh yeah, sure. I'm trying to find lay people who can do exorcisms. There are a few, and they're hard to find. Well, it's like the what's it called, isn't it? The Warrens. They were authorised to do exorcisms, weren't they? What was your opinion of those, Burren Witch, if I could ask? Obviously, if you don't want to give an opinion, that's fine. It's just you get a lot of mixed reactions about the Warrens, depending who you're speaking to. I took them on face value and thought everybody would find them fascinating. But yeah, a lot of people didn't like them, you know, and thought that they inserted themselves into things they shouldn't have, and they sensationalize things. So good luck, Burren. That is training by the church, and they don't want others doing it. I've just watched another vid. We'll have to stop. I've come back to hear a friendly voice. What, another Dogman video, Simples? Oh no, sorry, the haunted ones. Have you come across the one where his wife's dragged out of bed yet? Those two are the ones. The one where his wife's dragged out of bed, and the one where where the loft door lands on his head. I mean, those were the Hoover when it's on the landing, though. You know, the Hoover just levitates, then crashes to the floor. I swear, I think that is. I don't know. What do you think, Burren? Do you think it's a poltergeist? Do you think it's I think that's a demon? Yeah, Simple's the Hoover in the living room. I think they did a lot of good work. They were an odd couple, but completely devoted to the work and God. Yeah, they were. They were. Yeah, I think it's demonic. Lady Witch, if you oh, we had a link in before, didn't we? Oh shit, I should have highlighted it. We've been talking about there's this guy over in this country. Yeah, low level, but getting stronger. Yes, it's definitely getting stronger, Burren Witch. There's a guy in this country and he films his house. There's a lot of paranormal activity going on. and it's pretty horrendous. And Burren Witch has been trying to get in touch with him. Simples has just been watching it. Simples, have you got the link there, darling? Just if you could drop it in, or if anybody could drop it in, just Lady Witch and Sid can have a watch of it if they fancied. Oh, some spirit wrecks my Hoover and I am resurrecting it to kick its ass. This thing gets the Hoover and keeps dropping it. It's so scary. Yeah, that was really interesting to watch. Yeah, like I said, when I very first started watching him and I watched his early videos, I wasn't convinced. I was thinking, yeah, no, I think this is a setup. And then obviously, as it's gone on, it absolutely is not a setup. But the worst one for me was that with his wife getting dragged by the feet out of that bed, because it really wants to do her some harm, in my opinion. Oh, thank you, Simples. There you go. The link that Simples just dropped there for Sid and Lady Witch, and anybody else who hasn't clicked on it, it's the link to a YouTube channel. The guy's name is Lee. He's in the UK. His house is basically, there's a lot of paranormal activity going on in that house. There are different cameras. He's got CCTV set up around his home. The lounge, yeah. I think the lounge one was the very first one I watched. Then I watched the one in the kitchen and then progressed from there. But this is the chap that Burren Witch has been trying to get hold of. It's very interesting. But yeah, if you want to have a watch, I think you'll find that very interesting, Lady Witch. But yeah, there's been some incredibly scary things happen, and like Burren Witch has just said, it is escalating. I just wish I knew how to share my screen on here through StreamYard, because it would be quite interesting. Maybe if we watched one together, I'll see if I can work out how to do it. Because I see other people can do it, but I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Yeah, you said, didn't you, Burren Witch? It's starting to possess him. Yeah, enjoy that, guys. But yeah, maybe we can have a chat about that as well on Friday. I fancy doing a bit of a spooky Friday, so we can go through those Dogmen cover-ups and then possibly have a look at the Lee thing, and then if Jules Kitch can get up online, if Burren, if you feel like it, but don't worry if not, we can do it another time. But yeah, I'll try and work out if I can share my screen, because it would be quite interesting if I can maybe show a couple of his videos. But yeah, I've just not worked out how to do it. I might need... No, you have to pee in a bucket, Simples. Still got time, but it will take him over. Oh, God. And I suppose, am I right in is it the longer that it would be, though, I'm presuming it would be harder to get rid of, the longer that it's possessing him? Or is that how it works, or is it not? Would it just depend on the strength of the spirit? Has his wife moved out? I don't know, Simples. I don't know if Burren knows that. She did at one point, didn't she? Didn't the whole family go and he stayed there on his own? I think that was when he was sat downstairs and all sorts of shit was flying around the kitchen. Yeah, Lady Witch, it's still ongoing. Like Burren's saying, it's getting worse and worse. She's trying desperately to get hold of him and he's not replied to her. because I'm sure his videos. I think Casper Site covered them, didn't he? And it might even be Slapped Ham, I think. But you know, some pretty big channels have been picking up on what's been going on in that house. I know definitely Casper Site covered a couple. I think he covered the one where his wife got dragged out of bed. I'm sure that's where I saw that one for the first time, because it made me go back and check his channel out. Yeah, he is. The change in him is subtle, but he has changed. You see, I think now I'm going to touch wood, and I'm going to touch my head, and I'm going to touch my heart. But whatever it was that was at my other house has now stopped. I think whatever it was, I left it there. And I know Mrs. Mercury brought it up before and was saying, you know, that Cooper seems to, whenever I talk about anything spooky, it's usually when Cooper will react, you know, like he did earlier on. We were talking about ghosts and we were talking about a dog, and he will bark. But I think that is more he's picking up on me. No, Burren Witch, it's totally that whatever it was that growled or what have you, I've left that there for the whoever's moved into that house now, they can have it. The only time the dog makes a barking noise now is when I'm talking about anything like dog men or spirits or ghosts. And as I said, I think that's more he's picking up changes in me, because I do get a bit nervous, especially like now I'm in the house on my own, and this house it's a great big Victorian house, you know, and Porky's at work, and I've only lived here for 6 weeks now, so it's not a spooky house. However, there are a lot of rooms, and it's one of these, you know, with the great big tall ceilings and whatnot. Oh, I'm about to go flat. Shit, hang on. Don't cut me off. Guys, he's still here. Sorry about that. My phone died. Fuck's sake. I was like, oh my God, what's happened here? I ran to try and get it on charge. I did plug it in time, but it's when you're on StreamYard, it just absolutely eats your charge. So when I've got enough of a charge up, I shall unplug, run upstairs, and then we can carry on in bed. You can join me in bed. However, I shall not be attention fishing, so you will not be seeing me with me fun bags out, either in the bath, in me bed, or wiggling me minge in tight trousers. Just so you know, it will just be my photo, as always, on screen, and my dulcet tones, and you may hear the bed squeak as I adjust my position. So, but yeah, what was it? Yeah, so I was talking about the spirit thing, wasn't I? Do you know what I wonder as well? If that's again, look what happened, because I was on, I think I was on 11%, and then suddenly it said my battery was dead, just as I'm talking about ghosts and shit. But yeah, my opinion is that when Cooper barks or, you know, starts dicking about, the minute I'm talking about anything to do with the paranormal, I think that he is just picking up on a shift in my my thought process, if you will. You know, maybe I am exhibiting a slight form of anxiety that I'm not aware of. You know, it's so subtle, but he can pick up on it. Maybe. I don't know what anybody thinks, but that's my thoughts anyway. But yeah, I definitely didn't bring it with me. It's just that, as I said, this house, it's so big that yeah, it can be quite eerie when you're here on your own talking about spooky things. So just checking, did Simples get back from the toilet all right without being attacked by any spirits? Sorry, we always end up scaring the shit out of her. What do you fancy Friday then? With should we just do free for all incognito? So not have a theme, even though we've got a theme for the evening, but not bother having an incognito theme. You could just come in as whatever the hell you like. I was going to come in as the other night as whatever, considering that's what I got renamed. Somebody was reading out my comment on Nuff Nuff's video. And I was referred to as Kiss My Axe, the whatever. So whatever. Who do we reckon that Muhammad Abu was then? Anybody got any thoughts? That was something, Lady Witch, you missed that. I think you'd have had quite a lot of fun. We had somebody came in with the screen name of Muhammad Abu, claiming to be the sexiest man in India and give me your money, bitches. So I did ask people not to block him, and we had a bit of fun. So we offered to auction him, and we were throwing all sorts of things in. And Abu, whoever he was or she was, went away. They didn't get the reaction they expected, so it was quite funny. I think what did Green Eyes offer to swap him for a bacon butty. I had a sweetie in my pocket that was covered in pocket fluff. Abu gave us a laugh. He didn't come back anyway. The fucking gas ob switches on. Oh my God, I said I would not look again. I know, simple. It's really scary, isn't it? Have you watched these, Frida? This Lee with the haunted things. They really are good, but they're frightening. I might not watch them in bed actually because it's a bit of a freaky night. And Saturday I'm gonna go back to my old village, and I'm meeting up with the girls, and we're gonna go and have a dog walk because Cooper's missed his friends. So we've got Maria's little puppy, who the only dog that this little puppy loves is Cooper. She's known him from her being like 8 weeks old. So and then my friend Laura, who I'm going on holiday with, she has got herself a Romanian rescue dog called Stanley. And he is a Bichon, the weirdest little cross. He's gorgeous though. A Bichon Frise crossed with a Westie. So he's a little white dog. He's lovely, but he's very, very giddy. Well, we're due to go on holiday in about 6 weeks' time, and we don't know if the dogs are going to get on or not. So we thought we'd better do a meet and greet. So we're going to have, so there's going to be Cooper and Maria's little puppy, Teddy, and then Stanley, and then Uncle P, who you all remember from New Year's Eve. Uncle P's got 2 dogs, Samson and Jasper, and obviously Auntie Jackie renamed them both. They're called Samsung and Japsai. So I actually got Jasper. I looked after them both for a week when Uncle P and a partner went on holiday. And I was calling Jasper Japsai for a full week. And he started answering to it. Oh my God, the biggest fucking spider in the world is in the kitchen. Oh, fuck. I'm going to have to see if Cooper can eat it. Oh, Cooper, get it! Get it! Cooper, get it! There, get it! Ah! Get it! Have you got it? You useless fuck. Ah! Have you got it? Have you got it? Don't bark at the fucking thing. Kill it. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. Oh. Cooper, you're fucking useless. Come here. Come here. Oh my God. I'm not kidding you. You should have seen the size of that fucking spider. I'm standing in the kitchen and it ran across the kitchen floor. It cast a shadow. Fuck me, that was big. Cooper, right, Cooper went for it. It's run under he barks at him. So he's just stood there barking at the back of the thing, but it's run under the washing machine. Come here. Come here. Thank you. Good boy, but you shit. Sorry about that, guys. I don't like spiders. Let me go back and see what I've missed. Simples. I'm shitting the bed. Oh no. Simples has turned into Amber Heard. Simple's turd. Oh God. I'm too, but can watch these sort of things during the daytime. What is it about the night and going to bed on your own? Well, you know what? It never bothered me. Because obviously, when I lived on my own, but now I'm not. Now it's a big thing, me going to sleep on my own, because he's working these bloody nights. Spider, yeah, stop it. Maybe it's taking screenshots. Screenshots, Spidey's paid a visit. Listen, right? That fucker was wearing Doc Martens and carrying a flick knife. I've not seen us. The funny thing was, I'd said to Porky, do you know what I love about this house? There aren't any spiders. I'm used to being in the old cottage with all the ivy and everything at the back with fucking monstrous spiders. Oh, that gave me a fright I didn't want. No, Cooper, you're useless. You're absolutely useless. Bloody sick the dog on it, and all he did, he ran at it, touched it with its nose, and barked at it until it ran underneath the washing machine. Or sorry, it went under the tumble dryer, not the washing machine. You're useless, Cooper, but you did try, so you get a treat. Bear with me a second. I'm going to give my dog a treat. He's a good boy. What's that? I'm a good boy. Oh gosh, I'm traumatized now. Well, it's really weird, Simples, because like even Porky had said, it don't really get spiders here, whether it's because they live, because it's near the seaside. Because funny enough, my dad's is the same. He's near the seaside, and I can't even remember ever seeing a spider at my dad's. But this is the first time I've seen one here. But that was a big, monstrous bastard, and it came from underneath the fridge. We've got in the corner, we've got one of the big, the double American fridge freezers, those great big silver things with the 2 doors on them. It came from under that. Do you know, I don't know why he doesn't chomp on them, Sid, because my old dog used to. He'd kind of mouth them. He wouldn't chew them up, but he'd kind of mouth them and then splat them with his with his foot. But Cooper kind of touches them with his nose, and it's as though he gets the willies. And I think it's because of me. And then he backs off and barks at them like he's scared of them until they run away. He's absolutely useless. But I've got a feeling I know where that's come from, because Porky's got his toolbox out from the cupboard under the stairs, and that's near the fridge freezer. And I think it's probably come from under there, because there's no way it was underneath. We've only just had the new flooring put down, so it wasn't in here already. I think it's come from under the stairs in that bloody toolbox of his. Spiders are good, Kiss. I don't kill them. I always release them into the wild. I can't go near them, Frida. I'm so scared of them. At the minute now, I've got gooses. I'm chicken skin to bugger here, and I just feel like I'm going to be sick. Years ago, and I mean years ago, my ex, he was an arsehole. He knew how frightened I was of spiders. I've crashed a car because a spider came off my, the sun visor, a money spider, tiny little thing, and I crashed my car because I was so focused on the spider. I was terrified of it. But anyway, he knew how frightened I was of them, and he caught one big spider and he threw it at me. Oh God! Honestly, I thought my heart was going to stop. I must have been about 160 beats a flaming minute. My heart was coming out my chest. I went lightheaded, awful, horrible, being so frightened of something. And it's weird, isn't it? Why are so many people so phobic about spiders? Because it is irrational. Yeah, well, I would have thought Coops would have sorted it out. I mean, he'll catch things like beetles, and he always tries to catch bloody wasps and bees. He's a swine for it. He got stung. Was it last year and the year before? He was getting stung from catching bees and wasps. But yeah, spiders. And again, I think that's me. He runs at them. He'll touch them with his nose, and then he barks at them. He kind of goes in a play bounce with all his hackles up, barks at them until they run away. So he's useless. Absolutely useless. Right. Well, what I'm going to do, guys and gals, if I, gosh, it would have done 3.5 hours. That's not bad going, considering I had nothing really interesting to talk about. Not that I usually have anything interesting to talk about, but, you know, didn't have a plan. So we've not done too bad. Only insects I don't like, so wasps. Well, wasps have got no real use, have they? Oh yeah, Tiffany needs to come and stay. Although, well, the thing is though, we've got Tiggs. But he's senile, so I think he'd probably just meow at it. And I can't let him in the kitchen anyway because Cooper would probably try and eat him. So, yeah, we have to keep them apart. I'd feel so bad if Cooper got near him because he's really old. He's like really old. He's dead thin. He doesn't know where he is half the time. I don't know if I told you all, he'd been sleeping in his litter tray last week. I'm poking. I said, the cat is asleep. I said, I think it's dead. And I couldn't get in to see him because Cooper was with me. And he went, what? I said, he's lying in his litter tray. I think he's gone to have a poo and he's died. Well, he hadn't. He just literally got in the litter tray and decided he wanted to sleep there instead. So shitting on the floor and sleeping in the litter tray. Wasps are bastards and so are mosquitoes. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I know, Simples. It's a shame. It's a shame. And he was, because Porky, he was a rescue cat, so don't even know exactly how old he is. He's at least 15. But I think he's probably older. He looks more like my friend's cat that was in his 20s. But he's really thin and he's got loads of knots on him now, but he won't let, you can't get near him. And because he's gone senile, he's gone feral. So he can't even like cuddle him anymore because he's just like a wildcat. So like we'll, go in and feed him and then I'll open the back door so we can have a little mooch out because he wasn't going outside. He'd had to stop him going out because he went missing. And then came back injured. Well, he didn't come back. He was found by a neighbour and he had to go and get him and he came back injured. But now, because he can't get up and get over the gate or the fence, can let him back out in the garden again. So at least he's going out and there's going into the dog kennel and having a bit of fresh air. Although the other day I opened the back door for him because his domain, there's a huge conservatory here. So that's the cat's domain. So I opened the back door for him, like, I think it was about 6 a.m. It was quite a warm day. Thought he'll have some lovely fresh air and he can go out and have a mooch in the garden. And he didn't. He just stayed in the conservatory all day on the sofa. But so long as he's happy, that's the main thing. Right, guys and gals. So I'm going to wind this one up now. Thank you all so much for coming in and contributing to what's been a very interesting chat. I do apologise for the screaming for the spider, but it's one of those. I'm scared of him. And I shall come live on Friday. We shall do, I'll put it in I'll book it in so everybody knows when we're going to go live. So we'll do we'll do some of these Dogmen stories. Hopefully, Sid, you'll be around and you can join in because I know you're really following them like I am. Talk about some more of these cover-ups, and then we'll go through the link that Simple's dropped in for everybody that Burham Witch has been looking into. We'll have a bit of a chat about Lee and his haunted house and what we all think's going on. So hopefully by then everyone will have had a little watch of the videos and caught up and see what you think's going on. So thank you all once again for coming in. Thank you, Frida, Simple, Sid, Burham Witch, Lady Witch, Julia, said Frida, didn't I? Said Simples, who've I missed? Paula was in earlier. Helen, if you're still listening, don't answer. But just thank you for coming in. And I shall see you all on the bright side. Night, night. God bless. Goddess bless. Sleep well, everybody.